What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
I have to go.
Okay. I hope everyone knows that film. At least I hope I'm not too old for that. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme, as you probably noticed from my memes and from my Kickstarter campaigns. I actually have 25 films from Jean-Claude Van Damme. Just today, I actually got a couple of new ones. Like I got this one here, which I'm basically buying them in Blu-ray now. So I have like Heart Target, which is a John Woo film, actually, from Van Damme. Then I also have Nowhere to Run here. Look at that. Beautiful thing from an unknown director. And then also, because I'm a cheap guy, I just got a box that has 5 films in one go. So this box has Maximum Risk, it has Double Team, it has Universal Soldier 2, The Hardcores, and Second in Command. Look at that. So I have now 7 more films to watch tonight. It's going to be great. So I hope you were all good. Thank you so much for joining me again. Like this is going to be the sequel for the Sunday stream. As I told everyone, we are now doing showreel reviews twice a week. So we're doing them. I hope everyone is listening to them. Yes. So I'm doing showreel reviews twice a week now. So I'm doing them on Sundays, and we are doing them on Tuesdays as well. You already know how this works. Like I basically will spend here for the next 2 hours. We're going to be doing showreel reviews. We are going to be doing questions. If you have any... I don't really know. I think it's the alerts. You know, every time I have an alert, it looks to me like I lose my sound. So I'm going to remove the alert sound, okay? Because every time we have the alert of more to the right, more to the left, that's when the sound gets off. I need to like test this and see what's going on. I am sorry about that. So as I was saying, don't forget, this is always the same way. If you have any questions, just please make sure you put them on the chat. If you have a showreel to be reviewed, please put them on the chat. Now, don't... we have a lot of showreels right now to review, but we are prioritizing anyone that is a subscriber to the channel, to the Twitch channel. So anyone that is subscribed to the channel has first dibs of the showreel review. We're also prioritizing students from the Kickstarter course. We're also prioritizing Patreons as well, and YouTube members. So if you are one of them, don't forget to mention that as well. Okay. Yeah, the sub did. I don't really know what happened there. I need to like look into that. I'll look into that later on the stream. No point of me losing sound now. So as is custom, I have my Diet Coke here. So for all of you Diet Coke haters, you're going to have to hate somewhere else. I really like, sorry, not Diet Coke. I really like Pepsi. So I have my Pepsi Max here. Pepsi has much better taste than Coca-Cola. Sorry, guys. And I also have the return of my ice machine. Just look at that. Look at that beautiful thing. I also have my cup completely covered in ice, and more to the left, a little bit more to the right. And as you can see, I also have a metal straw as well. I love these metal straws. I got these metal straws in LA when I actually bought them there, but the first time I used them was in LA when I was at Sony. They had only metal straws. It was really nice. So I'm gonna get a little bit of my Pepsi Max. So good. So good. Anyway, as it's custom, I need to like say hello to everyone. So I would like to thank... Oh, we have a hype train going. Come on, come on. We have a hype train going. Look at that. A hype train. It's basically people subscribing in a row. So if you guys want to keep the hype train going, you need to sub or send bids or gift a sub if you want the hype train to go. So remember, anyone that has Amazon Prime, they can subscribe to my channel completely for free. So if you do have Amazon Prime, would be much appreciated if you can subscribe to my channel. I would like to thank as well CG Rockstar for the subscription. He's been a subscriber for 11 months in a row now, 12 in total. Congratulations, CG Rockstar. This is Sajals. This is one of our moderators. He's been subscribed for 12 months now. And you should also look at CG Rockstar's own stream. He has a Twitch stream. He streams several days a week, and he's streaming 3D Studio Max. So don't forget to go and check his stream out as well. I also have a resubscription for 13 months in a row from Nick Hill. Thank you so much, Nick Hill, for the resubscription in 13 months now. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated for your subscription. Also have a resubscription from A Mark B. A Mark B is a subscriber tier 1 for 10 months. Thank you so much, A Mark B. And then I have a bunch of new followers. So would like to thank the following people for the new follows. I would like to thank Lind Wasteken, Jin Senglen, Cyberpunk32C, Black Hat Ultra, Radiant Fee, Elokism, PS or VFX, MR Game and Watch Guy, MR Game and Watch Guy, and the subscription of Alien 6000 Tier 1 in Prime. Thank you. No, sorry, not Prime, Tier 1. Thank you so much for that. So much appreciated for all the new follows. Much appreciated. We also have just a new follower now, Kato Oros, for the follow as well. Don't forget the hype train is going. So in the next 2 to 3 minutes, in the next 2.3 minutes, if you want to be a subscriber to the channel, please do now so that we can advance to level 2 of the hype train. Thank you so much for that. So I can already see some questions here, and I have, of course, a list of showreels to go through. So first question of the day, we have a question from Eromar2217. Oh, by the way, regarding questions, I don't know if you noticed, but I have now opened up a new YouTube series on YouTube. So this is questions from the stream. So this is a new playlist that I have here. The playlist is called Twitch of the Day. So this is the Twitch tip of the day, and we only have one because I just launched it yesterday. So this means that whenever we have like a really cool question on the stream, like imagine if someone asks something really cool, or I go into Nuke into a tangent and show something, then the video becomes a small short video on YouTube. So this is a short video. This is only 6 minutes and a half, and this is a question from Dwarf Marine. Actually, it's a question about should I use multi-pass EXR or single pass EXR. So please go in and watch this video. It's quite short, but again, I can only make this video because of my students, because of you, you know, because of all of you that are on the stream. So don't forget that any cool questions that show up on the stream, they might become a Hugo's Desk video. So this video is talking about multi-pass EXR versus single pass EXR. It's a question from Dwarf Marine. Now, one thing I would say is, one thing I need to do a sequel about this video, because there's something I forgot to answer on this video. So yes, it's much better to use single pass EXR than multi-pass EXR, as I mentioned on the video, but there is one exception, okay? So if you are using EXR 2.0, if you're using EXR 2.0, then you could actually have a better option for multi-pass EXR. Because if you use something like something called the interleave, or better, a multi-part EXR, then you can have multi-pass inside the EXR. And because it's EXR 2.0, the EXRs get read in a different way. That means that the caching of the EXR doesn't read all the passes. It only reads the pass that you're watching. So that's really a cool thing. And the hype train is gone. We didn't reach the 100% on the hype train. That's fine. Maybe we'll do it the next time. We almost got it. We almost got it. Anyway, going to the question from Eromar2217. So he asks, "Hi, any new question? Any of those books on compositing in the background worth buying for a junior compositor level?" Yeah, I have a lot of book. Man, I mean, this is only the 2 shelves, of course, because I have 6 shelves all the way to the back there, which you don't see from the camera angle. But yeah, I do have a lot of compositing books here. That's a really tough question, you know, because this is a long question because there's so many books that you can buy for compositing. So I really have been planning to make a video about this for a long time, and I think I should make a video at some point. But I'm gonna show you maybe a couple of the books that I would recommend as a junior. You might already know them, you know, so you might already know them. Oh, the Trumple jingle is missing the tip of the day. Yes, I didn't put the Trumple jingle. Maybe I'll do that later. But regarding the books, I will share a couple of them then. Like, obviously, some of them you already know. But you know, I'll just share them anyway. I do think that some of them are pretty much known by everyone. So I'll take a couple of them here. Let's see here. So... no, that one is not that one. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, this is the fourth. Yes. This one here as well. There's a couple of them here. Wait a minute. There's a couple of them here that I wouldn't recommend for compositors, but I would recommend anyway, for not for compositing directly, but I think maybe, let's see here. What else would I recommend? Let's see. There's so many here, but I think I'm going to stick with these for now. Okay. Like I said, I need to do like a proper video about this. But let's start with the normal ones that everyone knows. First off, if you want to be a compositor, you should know rotoscoping. So I would really recommend you to buy Benjamin's Bratt rotoscoping book. It's by far the best rotoscoping book around. And I know you might be thinking, oh, but rotoscoping, Hugo, why am I learning rotoscoping? Well, rotoscoping is the key to become a good compositor, because you'll need rotoscoping on every step of your career. So read this book, Benjamin's Bratt Rotoscoping. Then, of course, Mr. Steve Wright. This is the book to buy, Digital Compositing for Film and Video. This is the 4th edition. I know there's the 5th edition. Everyone knows about this book, so I don't have to tell you, but buy this book right now from Steve Wright, Digital Compositing on Film and Video. Then, after that, I would advise you to buy this book here. So this is a book from Ron Brickman. So this is The Art and Science of Digital Compositing. Again, a Bible from a master. So Ron Brickman is one of the persons that invented Apple Shake. Shake, which was a, well, not Apple Shake, Shake, which was a compositing application before Nuke was around. So I would advise you to buy this book as well. Now, let's go beyond compositing. So if you want to know more about what happens before and after your pipeline, you should buy this book. So this is the Visual Effects Handbook. And it's basically a book about industry standards and procedures for visual effects. The cool thing about this book is that it shows you what comes before and what comes after. That means that it shows you all the departments, including the film departments. That means you know what happened before and you know what's going to happen after, okay? So be sure to read this book. Now, that is starting to get heavy. Look at that. Look at that thing. It's just really nice to sleep. Now, going beyond compositing, the most important thing for compositing is for people to know photography. I would recommend you this book, Understanding Exposure. This is a really good book. It's a book from Brian Peterson, and this book is really good, and you should really embrace photography. If you want to become a good compositor, you need to know photography, okay? So embrace this book, Understanding Exposure. The same way that I would also tell you to embrace color. So this is really good as well. So this is a workshop for artists and designers. So this is a book about color. And this book is from a painter. So this is David Ornung. This book is really, really good. So you should also check it out. Very good for theory of color, you know, which is also a really important thing for visual effects. Last but not least, I would recommend this book. This is Color Correction Handbook. So this is a professional color correction book, and obviously it's not really related to Nuke, but it's related to color again. Very important for you to know color, and of course for those of you that want to become a colorist, this would be the book to get. So yeah, that's it. Like, let me just take this out of the way, out of the table, because this is really heavy. Look at that. Look at that shit. Look at that. That's a lot of books. There are many, 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 many other books on my shelves. And I'm not going to spend, maybe, hey, I know what I'm going to do. Maybe I should do a stream about books. Maybe I should do a stream where I just show books, huh? I can get even one of these webcams that are mounted, and I can just show books. What do you say about that? Maybe I can do that. I'm going to get another sip of my wonderful Pepsi. Also, another thing that I would say is don't forget that right after my stream, there will be 2 streams to watch today. So one of them is from the Foundry. So the Foundry is basically doing a stream today about Nuke. I just need to go and check the name of it and put the post. I'm going to put the link on the description. So let's just change this up here. So I think they've announced that this should be on the website. I would hope. If I go to events, I'll find it. So this is going to be Skill Up. Let's see here. Today is the 21st of April. 21st. Okay, so it's this one here. So virtual, and it's today, 21st of April. So that's the one. I'm gonna give you the link in a second. Just give me a second. Okay. Oh, shit. I'm not going to give you the link, I guess, because it's not working. So that's weird. They usually work, the links. Yeah. Oh, there's a waiting list. Look at that. So there's so many people that want to get in that there's a waiting list. Anyway, if you go to the Facebook page of the Foundry, there's an event today. The event today will be about Nuke. I think it's called, let's see here. If I can find up the name. Where's the name? Ah, God damn it. I am going, but I now can't get the link. Well, we'll wait for it to come back. But yeah, maybe have a look at that. And also, right after this, there's another stream that I would recommend, and that would be from Twitch. So I'm just going to go to Twitch. So today we're going to have a quite nice stream from M3DS. I'm just going to, from M3DS Academy. I think it's going to be at 8 o'clock UK time. So if I go here, I'll just show you the screen here. So my lovely friend Nicola is going to be showing substance design. So if you're interested, you should definitely follow M3DS Academy and watch their stream tonight. It's going to be at 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock UK time, 9 o'clock. It's GMT +2, so you should just check what your time zone is. He's really talented. He's an amazing lead artist, and he's really good at substance, and he's also really funny as well. So you should really check out his stream, because it's going to be fun as well for you to watch. And you should definitely support M3DS Academy, because they've just started they are an affiliate now as well. So anyway, enough of that. Let's just go back to the questions again. So I would also like to thank Eromar2217 for the subscription tier 1. Much appreciated. I'm assuming that you've enjoyed my book recommendations for you to become an immediate sub. So thank you so much for that. Many thanks. So let's see here. Another question. There's so many questions. You guys are already like bogging down the questions here. Come on. So I have a question from. So I hope Eromar, I hope that helped the books. If you want more books, wait. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be making a video about the books anyway. And what do you guys think? Do you think I should do another stream just about books? I'm gonna make a new poll here for all of you. Should I make a stream only about books of VFX? So I'm gonna put yes, no. Okay, so should I make a stream only about books of VFX? So I'm going to make this a pool for 5 minutes. I'm going to start the pool. Oh, wait a minute. So it would be 1 bit, so yeah. So start the pool. So you'll probably see the, let's just see here. So you probably see a pool now there. So please let me know if you would like to see a stream about recommendations of books. I think it could be a cool stream. I'm gonna just see if the Foundry is on now, the website. For some, yeah, no, it doesn't work. That's weird. Their streaming thing, I guess they got overblown by things. It's not really loading at all. So that's weird. I've never seen that before. That has not happened before, so we'll see. Yeah, so I can see that I already have 28 votes. So don't forget that you have 5 minutes to vote. Oh yeah, I see 4 people don't want the stream. Look at that. They hate me. They don't want the stream. Anyway, let's go back to the questions and a couple of more questions before I go into my first showreel review. Okay, so someone is asking here a little description of why we need the books and what you've learned from the books. Oh my God, are you actually asking me why do you need to read books? Come on, man, you're joking, right? You need to read books, of course. You need to read books. If you don't read books of compositing and color and theory like this, you'll never become a good compositor, or even a good visual effects artist. I need to tell this to everyone on the chat here, and because I know a lot of people think this. Being a good visual effects artist is not about clicking the buttons. It's not about knowing shortcuts, okay? It has nothing to do with the software. It has all to do with the quality of your artistic nature, you know? So if you are a good artist, you are going to be good at anything. You can be good in Photoshop, you can be good in Nuke, you can be good in Maya. The softwares and the clicking and the buttons are secondary. The most important thing is the raw knowledge, you know. That means that's why I have not only used Nuke, you know. I use Nuke, I use Shake, I use Fusion, I use After Effects, I use Premiere, I use Final Cut, I use DaVinci. You know, I use so many different applications because I know about image, I know about color, I know about, you know, I can use also any other application that has any type of color correction. So it's really important for you to understand the actual raw skill, to understand the core skill. And that's what these books bring you. They bring you the core skills. They bring you the fundamentals and not just the clicking, you know, because the clicking is secondary. You know, I can tell you, I don't know all the shortcuts of Nuke. I don't, although I've been using Nuke for 15 years. You know, so that's the thing. You need to have strong fundamentals for sure. Okay, so the voting is going well. We have 60 people that want to see that stream and 5 people that don't want to see the stream. So the 5 people that don't want to see the stream, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to watch that day. Anyway, let's go to another question. So, Asa HJS says, "Hi Hugo, any advice for staying productive while working from home?" Yeah, I actually have a lot of advice on that. I will not give you now. You know why? Because I am editing that video right now. So my next video on YouTube is about working from home. And it's basically a video about advices of how do you handle working from home. The video will be split in 2 parts. Part 1, which will be the video I'm editing right now, it's the actual problems of working from home and how you solve them, not from a technical point of view, but actually from a scheduling point of view, how and where and why and how do you actually work from home. So that's a first video about core skills. The second video will be only a technical video. On that video, I show you my hardware. I show you what I have on my desk here because I've been working from home for 5 years now. So I'm going to show you exactly which computers I'm using, which hardware I'm using, which rate systems I'm using, what type of monitors do I use, what type of methodologies do I use when I'm working in color correction, editing, or compositing, or visual effects. So it'll be 2 videos. So just stick around and watch my YouTube channel. I will publish those videos very soon, okay? I do apologize if I'm not answering everyone in the chat. You need to understand that you guys are going really fast on the chat, so it is a bit tricky for me to answer everyone. Oh my God, this Pepsi is so good. I wish Pepsi would sponsor my channel. That would have been awesome. Anyway, so yes, more videos are coming. I am doing more videos than ever, of course. Because I'm home. I'm not on set. I'm not going anywhere. All the shoots that I had with Sony were canceled or postponed. So I'm just home, you know. That is it. Okay, so the voting is now over. We had 102 people voting for books on VFX stream and 5 people voting against. So this is amazing. And also thank you so much, A Mark B, for contributing with 37 points as well. So this is the breakdown of the vote. We have a yes, a resounding yes, 95%, 102 votes. No, it was 5 people against. A Mark B contributed with 37 channel points. Thank you so much for that. And that's the vote breakdown. So thank you so much. You guys are amazing. So yes, now it is settled. I am going to do a stream just about books. Most likely that stream will be in a couple of days. So Thursday, don't forget on Thursday, I'm doing a compositing stream. So on Thursday, we're going to continue the compositing of that shot that you saw before. I'll just show you the image that I'm talking about so that you can see what I mean. So we're going to continue. We're going to continue with, where is it? Just a second. We're going to continue with this shot here. Ah, shit. Not that shot that I wanted to show. It's this one. So if I go to my Hugo's Desk channel and I go to my events, that's how I'm putting my events now. So I have portfolio reviews every Tuesday and Sunday. And this is going to be during the quarantine time, you know, during the entire time that we're going to be quarantined, and also during the time that we're going to be locked down. I'm going to be doing portfolio reviews every Tuesdays and Sundays, and of course questions. And then on Saturday, on Thursdays, we're doing Nuke compositing, okay? So that means Thursday this week we're going to do some Nuke compositing. So I'm thinking if we're doing Tuesdays and Sundays the Showreel Review, if we're doing Thursdays the compositing, I might need to do the book on either Friday or Monday. So I'm going to look at my schedule and find out what is the best way. But today, it's all about this. It's all about Showreel Reviews. So that's the whole point of today. So I'm going to continue on the questions. So I have another, I'm going to do another maybe 3 or 4 questions, and then we move on to the showreel. So another question here from Ciro Cardozo 3V. He asks, have you removed some of your older Twitch videos from YouTube? I can't find the Crew or Assassin's Creed breakdown. So Ciro Cardozo, I haven't removed them from YouTube. No, what I've done is that they are now exclusive to Patreons or to YouTube members. So if you want to see them, you have to either pay $5 on Patreon, or you pay $5 on YouTube members, okay? And if you pay the $5, you basically, right now, I haven't uploaded all of them yet. So right now, I've only uploaded 25 streams so far. No, 22 streams so far, because I'm uploading 3 every month. There is a total of 45 streams that I've done in the workshops. And if you pay the $5 on Patreon, you'll get all the links. Or if you pay the $5 on the YouTube member. The reason I've done this is because I wanted to give something special to my Patreons, you know. And also those videos were really dragging my channel down, because if you have a video with very few views, it really drags and messes up the YouTube algorithm. So I've kind of given up putting those videos on the public channel. I've actually put them on another channel, on another YouTube channel, you know, so it doesn't mess up the stats of my channel. That's why. So, another question here from George. Hi, George. How are you? I hope you are well today, George. George is one of my students and one of my longest Patreons. Thank you so much for being here, George. So, George is asking, how about making the tip of the day from the Twitch streams on compositing? Like 2-3 minute video only with the tip of the day. Well, George, that's exactly what I've done. Did you miss what I just said? Because that's exactly what I just did. So that's the video that I just launched. This is a new, this is an actual new, it's free, it's open for everyone. This is a new channel playlist. And the first tip of the day is from a Twitch stream. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm basically selecting the tip of the days. We have so far 20 tip of the days. So I'm basically selecting those 20 tip of the days and releasing them once per week. So once per week, I will release. And these videos are usually between 5 to 10 minutes. They're very short because they're just the tip of the day. So George, if you've been paying attention, you would have heard them. But George was not paying attention, you see. That's why. Anyway, George, thank you so much for being here. So another question here from Distorted Kick. I love your name. Distorted Kick asks, are you currently for a studio or are you self-employed? None of these things, Distorted Kick. So I have my own company. So I have a limited company. I have my own visual effects company. I have usually a couple of employees, and depending on the project, I have freelancers. My company usually goes between 5 to 10 to 20 people, depending on the job. So I have my own limited company. Okay, so a little bit more to the left and a little bit more to the right. Thank you so much, Fabian, for the subscription. And Fabian, thank you so much for being a Patreon again as well. So Fabian not only is a subscriber of my channel, but he's also a Patreon. So thank you so much for that. You are a wonderful human being. Thank you so much for that. Anyway, last question before we move on to the actual showreel review. So, question that I have here from CG Rockstar. Okay, one of my... Okay, so I guess he's making a comment as well. So my moderator is asking me something. So he says, yes, if this Pepsi stuff doesn't stop, quit moderation and give you download links. And, oh, sorry, you're saying something else then. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, you want me to reach out to Pepsi? I'll try. So a question here from Rasput. Is Hugo receiving notification on YouTube? I wasn't able to subscribe on Twitch, but I've joined his YouTube. Yeah, I do receive the notifications, but you need to understand that I'm live. Did you subscribe just now, or did you subscribe a long time ago on my YouTube channel? Because obviously I'm on the stream right now, so I haven't noticed if anyone subscribed now. I haven't really checked. I'm going to go and check now. But I believe you, of course. But just understand that I'm live, so I can't really go and check everything at all times. Usually if you want to submit the showreel for review, you kind of want to do it a couple of days before we do the stream. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. Yeah, I can see you that. Oh, yeah, you just subscribed. Yeah, so you just subscribed just now. So, yeah, I know that. So thank you so much for the subscription on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Rashput, for being a YouTube member. Much appreciated. Really, much appreciated. Anyone that is helping my channel, and of course I will send you the streams. But if you go to the community, I'm gonna put it on the screen so you know, in my channel. So I'm gonna just put it on my screen. So if you go to my community, Rasput, you see that on my community tab. So you see this is my YouTube page. If you go to my community tab, you'll see all the posts that I post. For example, I posted about the stream today. But then I also have these posts, you see? These posts that says members only. So you should go to the community tab, because now you can see these ones because you're a member. And on these ones, I basically give stuff like this. You see, I give like the link to the Discord channel. I've also made a link to my Twitch stream. So you see, that's the... This is the link that I did 3 days ago for members only, and these are the links for all the streams. So maybe go into my community and you can check the links for the Twitch streams there, okay? So feel free to go there and check. And if you can't find the stream, or if you can't find the link, just let me know, okay? Just let me know. You guys have so many questions that I don't even know what to do. God damn it. We have almost 100 people watching right now. So I would like to thank everyone that is here today. Just now, I would like to thank also Jokari TV for the follow. Thank you so much for that. So last question before we do a review. So maybe a book review video on YouTube with book links is due. Yes. So if I do the Twitch stream, I'll just edit it to be a YouTube video. I think that's going to be the best way. Anyway, I'll leave the questions for now because we have like 20 questions. It's way too much. So I'm going to move on to the actual... oh, someone is asking here, your YouTube tab doesn't work on Twitch, by the way. What do you mean your YouTube tab doesn't work on Twitch? I don't know what you mean. My YouTube tab doesn't work. What YouTube tab? What is that? What do you mean a YouTube tab on Twitch? Is there a YouTube tab on Twitch? I didn't know that. You mean the link? Is that what you're talking about? Is the link is the link broken? Is that what you mean? If you're talking about that, then that's something different. Maybe that's what you mean. The link is broken. Let me just double check. Yeah, you're right. The link. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is broken. Thank you so much for saying that. Most likely it's just that because they keep changing the things all the time. So thank you so much for saying that. It's most likely just because the link might just be a little bit wrong somewhere. So I'm just going to go and check here. Oh, yeah, I know why. Because they've changed the way the channels are viewed. That's why. Because YouTube recently changed the links of how a channel can be as a link. And that's why it is broken. Thank you so much for letting me know. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for letting me know. Because you see, before YouTube, you see here, I'm going to put it on my screen. So you see, now a YouTube link is like this. It's YouTube/Hugo's Desk. But before, it used to be YouTube/channel/Hugo's Desk. And so there was a channel between the com and the Hugo's Desk. And that's why that link is broken. So thank you so much for saying that, because that's really helped me there. So I've updated it now. So now it should be working, okay? Thank you so much for letting me know. That was really, really, really kind of you. So let's just test it right now. So I'm just testing it now. Look at that. It is working now. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Much appreciated, K4MYK. Thank you so much for that. Yes. Your hangover? Okay. Did you had a rough night last night? I hope it was a rough night inside your house. I hope so. Okay, let's do the first showreel then. Let's just jump into the first showreel. So the first showreel is going to be from a subscriber from, let me just double check the name. So this is Andrea VFX. So Andrea VFX, which is this one here, I think. Yeah. So, this is a subscriber from Twitch. So Andrea Bianchi, I guess. Andrea Bianchi. I don't really know if you're a woman or a man, because of course Andrea could be both, I guess. So are you here? Are you online? Because if you're not online, then I'll move on and we'll do it next time. But let me know if you are here. Yes, you're a man? Okay, great. So, Andrea, we're going to watch your showreel now, and then we're going to do some reviews, okay? Before I watch the review, Andrea, I would like to ask you, if it's possible, would you allow me to share this showreel review on my YouTube channel? Reason I'm saying that is because I believe that sharing reviews and showreel feedback is crucial for people to develop their skills as an artist, because they develop their eye for detail. They also see what a supervisor is looking for on a showreel. It's a lot easier for people to watch. Oh, thank you so much for allowing me to do it on YouTube. So thank you so much, Andrea, for allowing me to put it on YouTube. So I am going to... So Sajal Zarlini, could you make a mark so that I know that Andrea has authorized me to put it on YouTube? Sorry, just a little drink. So we're going to watch the showreel first. Remember, unfortunately, I'm going to remove the sound, okay? If I don't remove the sound, the problem is that the Twitch stream will be muted for 5 minutes. So whenever there's a music on the Twitch stream, you probably notice when you watch replays. And by the way, you can watch all the replays before. So because as a gift to the community, because we're all now on lockdown, you can watch all the replays from Twitch on the Twitch channel. So remember, Twitch, of course, deletes all the videos 60 days after. So if you want to watch the older streams, you need to subscribe to my Patreon or my YouTube. Oh, thank you so much, K4MYK, for the subscription. Much appreciated. But anyway, because everyone is in lockdown, I kind of gave away the replays for free so that people can watch them on Twitch. So you don't have to be a Patreon or a member on YouTube to actually watch the replays. Obviously, if after 60 days, they get deleted, and then you do have to be a Patreon to watch them. So for the next 60 days, they're going to be free on Twitch. Anyway, talking for too long. Let's go and watch the video. I'm going to remove the sound, so let's just watch the video first, and then we go and move on to the feedback. For those of you joining now, don't worry, the stream is not muted. It's just because we were watching the showreel without a sound. Otherwise, the sound will be flagged on YouTube and on Twitch, so I'm not putting the music. Otherwise, they mute the video for 5 minutes, and it's really annoying. I think I've seen this shot before. I think I've seen your showreel before, because I remember this shot from somewhere. So I think we've seen this showreel before. Oh, look at that. That is weird. It's very good showreel. Very good showreel. I have some notes, of course, but very good showreel. We'll get to the end, and then we'll go through it shot by shot by shot. Let's see here. And for those of you, you can already see that Linnea has posted them on the chat. So if those of you who want to hear the full sound of the showreel, you can go and go and check on that link. But yeah, it's a really good reel. That's true. Very nice. But there is some stuff to say. I can tell you that. Some stuff that really will help your showreel become even better, because some shots are not as strong as others. So let's go back. Congratulations, very good reel. Let's go back and go and shot by shot. So I'm gonna switch on my webcam again. So as I said before, Andrea, thank you so much for sharing your showreel. And I have a couple of notes. I think your showreel is really nice. But I do have some notes. So let's start with the first shot. So first shot, I think you did really well with the CG. The CG has some problems, though. And I'll tell you what the problems are, especially on the foreground, really. So first of all, in terms of let's start with the key. So you have a couple of things that I would fix on the key. And I think they come from really small little details. So for example, I'm going to give you an example here. There is like some black edges around the torso area on the key. There's also a couple of problems that I can see already happening in the key. I feel like there's a little bit of lack of detail on this hair. It's very subtle, but it is there. Also, you're having a couple of problems with your spill suppression. I can still see a little bit of green bouncing on the arms, and I think that is still mostly green and gray. You kind of want to tweak that. I'm talking about the key first. We'll talk about the rest in a second. So I think I would really recommend you to actually look at this part here. So this is like something. Also, this part here is also something on. By the way, as you noticed, I have now a little marker so I can write on things. So I would say also there's a bit of green spill on here as well. There's a little bit of green spin here, a little bit of green spin here. So there's a lot of a few problems with spill suppression for sure. You also have a keying problem with this object here, you know, especially here, you see. Let me just zoom in a little bit longer so you can see it. So you see, I'm going to just clear the thing. So you see here, on this area here, you have a couple of problems. So there's like transparency going on. The shadow looks a bit wrong. So there's something going on with this object that is not really well keyed. So you need to probably roto that by hand, I would say. That's the first thing that I would do here. But I'm being very picky, though. So don't worry. So don't worry. Like, it is good. Now let's talk about the CG. Now, the CG has some problems. First of all, it has a couple of problems with noise-related problems. By the way, your track looks pretty solid to me. I hope that you did the proper lens distortion calibration and lens distortion on everything. So I do think that your track is good. But let's talk about the noise. So I think that you have a bit of noise going on the darker areas of the CG. Now, and also, like, for me, these objects on the front are the biggest problem, you know? So this object here and that object there, they are not photoreal at the moment. And it's a shame, you know, it's a real shame. Let me just make this a little bit smaller so that I don't cover you guys. I don't cover the showreel with my head, with my big head. So you see this object here, and that object there doesn't look very photoreal. This one as well. And I think the problem is really because you are not putting good enough lighting on them and also good enough texturing on them. They look too clean. They're absolutely too clean. No one in the kitchen has something so clean and so perfect, okay? So you need to put imperfections on this thing, you know, like Dan is saying here on the chat. You need to like put imperfections here. You need to put some scratches, some bumps, you know. The handle needs to be a little bit broken. You need to put scratches everywhere because these kind of things get bounced around. You know, people put them inside of cupboards, then they get bounced around, they get scratched, you know, and that's gonna really give like a lot of realism to your shot. The same goes for this pan. You know, this pan is way too perfect. You know, I'm missing like a little broken there, a little bump there, a little bump there. It's also would be nice to have a little bit of dirt somewhere, maybe leftovers of food. Just try to get it in a more realistic fashion. And also for me, in terms of lighting, you know, you have this really strong lighting coming in, which is beautiful. Like the back there looks stunning. You know, I think you did a wonderful job with lighting. It's just a shame that when you filmed it on set, you didn't really respect the lighting that was on the scene. You know, like for example, you have a window here producing an enormous amount of diffuse light. Okay, you didn't do the CG. Sorry, you didn't write that. Okay, so you only did the compositing. Okay, doesn't matter. Even if you didn't do the CG, it doesn't really matter because you could still do this yourself. You could use UVs. You could use geometry. For example, you could basically go into Nuke, and if you bring in the geometry of these, you could actually make your own dirt pass, you know, your own scratch passes. I actually have a video about that on YouTube. So if you go into, I need to go to my playlists of compositing. Let me just go to this one here. I think it's like a couple of, years ago that I did that. Let's see here. Yes, that's the one. So that's the video that I did. So I'm basically showing how to put micro scratches in CG. So I'm gonna copy the link and put it on the chat here. So I'm gonna tag you as well. So Andrea VFX, that's the link you want to that's the video you want to kind of watch. So maybe you can watch that video. On this video, I actually put scratches on metal. Just gonna go a bit so you see what I do is I bring in the UVs of the geometry and the actual geometry, and then what I do is I apply scratches into the dirt. I apply noise patterns, and I do that on top of the armor of this creature, of this character, you see. Because I bring the geometry into Nuke, then I can actually project scratches into it. So that would be a good idea. You know, that could be one way. Even if you don't have access to the CG, you could at least do this. You see, you could do your own scratches and then multiply them on the correct pass. So what I would advise you to do is to correctly multiply this together. You know, once you have your scratches in your dirt, you need to make sure you correctly multiply them onto the actual pass that has diffuse, and you can kind of see what it did. You see there. So if you go and play back, I'm actually toggling it in and out. You can see it when I'm toggling on the video here. Just a second. When did I toggle? Do I toggle it a bit later, maybe? Yeah, there you go. Now I'm gonna toggle it. Yeah, so you see, I'm gonna toggle in and out. You're gonna see all the dirt and the really realism you get from this little micro scratches. You get this dirt in between. You get these like patches of darkness. It just helps to sell the CG, you know, in a lot better ways. So I would advise you to do that. Now, going back to the CG, so try to get some micro scratches on these two things, and in fact, I think you should do it on everything because even the table is a bit too clean. Now the background looks beautiful. I really don't have much to say, but one thing I would say is when this was filmed, you know, you have this huge light source diffuse coming from the back, and it's a shame that no one put a light on the set. You know, she should have had a backlight because that's what the window had. So there should have been a backlight hitting her back so that you would have a rim light, so that you would have like some kind of highlight going on the hair, even the transparency on the hair anyway. And also there should have been a light coming in from the right side because you see your window is on the right side and then there's light coming from the right side as well. You basically have light, you know, coming from here, you know, like coming from here all over the place, bouncing all over the place. And then you also have light coming from here, you know, like filling up the room. So basically you have light coming from this area. And if you look at her, she looks flat. There's no light direction. Like, you should have more light on this side and more light on the back. If you can't really do that on set, at least you should do that with some soft masks and some rotoscoping, because that's really making it not sit well on the shot, you know. She doesn't really sit well on the shot because of that. And I know you did a little bit of color correction, but it's not enough. You need to, like, these kind of things should have been done on set. But I think the shot looks great. You know, I do think the shot looks beautiful on the back. CG looks beautiful. But I just think that you need to work on the dirt on the front. Anyway, let's move on to the next shot. This shot here looks like you did a really good track. The track looks pretty good to me. I think you also did a really good job with integrating the poster as well. It's very well integrated. It actually has the actual residue of the wall, so that it looks like it has the actual glue residue. I think your reflections look nice as well. I think you did a great job removing the postmark as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously I can't see like really perfect frame by frame, because obviously this is compressed by Vimeo, so it's not really, I can't notice how perfect this goes. But if I zoom in here, I can kind of see that it does look to me like it's too blurred though. So I think you do need to work a little bit on this. This looks to me like it's a bit too blurred, okay? So maybe look into that, but it's very subtle. I think you did a good job. Reflections look good as well. Now, the poster looks great. I think you did a great job with the poster. The rips look great. The integration looks great. I think the poster, I have nothing to say. I like all of your little bumps of glue and all the breakup that the thing has. So this is really nice. Okay, so now this shot here looks really cool. It's really creepy. It's very creepy, especially because your eye doesn't move with the other eye. But I guess that's because it's a glass eye that you want to kind of pretend that it's a glass eye. One thing I would say though, like, I don't really think it's necessary for you to show me the software, because the reason I say that is because you need to understand a lot of recruitment people don't know Nuke, and a lot of people that are watching the showreels for the first time, they don't really want to see softwares, and I think it really brings your showreel down. Your showreel should be all about magic, you know, about compositing, about breakdowns. I don't want to see softwares. I don't want to see interfaces. And also because you're opening yourself to criticism, because you know, if you're watching, if you are being watched by a very skilled Nuke artist, you might have a mistake on your script. You might have something on the script that you don't want to show, or something on the script that doesn't really work very well. And then you're basically opening yourself for some kind of feedback. You know, I wouldn't do that. You know, I think that's it. What are you guys asking here? Like, you're saying, like, is this shot from Victor Paris? Which shot? Which shot are you talking about? Not really sure which shot you guys are talking about. Anyway, we're gonna do a break soon. I'm just gonna want to finish off the. So if I wanted to do this shot, I would really skip the interface. I think you don't need it. You know, also you waste too much time showing it. You just need to show the breakdown. Now, regarding your breakdown, one thing I would say is, I don't know if it was in purpose, but your eye, your right eye, it is not moving with the other eye, so it's not synced completely. So you need to kind of work a bit better on the movement of the eye, I think. I don't know if it was in purpose for you to make it like that, but it also looks to me like it's a bit too big for the eye that was there. Maybe it was in purpose as a stylized option. But if you look at the original eye, you see you're looking to the side, and then suddenly you're looking front. I'm not really sure if that was in purpose, but it was in purpose. Okay, fine. Then if it's in purpose, I'm not gonna say anything else. It does look cool though, and also I think your track looks very solid. I'm going frame by frame now. I don't see any issues. I think it looks really solid. Your eye looks a bit dead. Maybe it was in purpose because he is dead. There is one flicker going on here, so you need to check what that is. So you see there's like a little thing that shows up there, just here, that thing there. And there's another one that shows up here, this one here. So there's like two dots that show up there. You want to kind of check that out, because you shouldn't have that dot and you shouldn't have this dot going on. It looks like there's like some two bumps or something. So check that out. At least if I go frame by frame, that's the only thing I see. I'm going to go frame by frame and see the whole thing. Let's see here. Yeah, no, I don't think it happens again. Your motion blur looks good as well, so I think you did a good job. Integration-wise, it looks really nice as well. So if I go frame by frame, I think your motion blur looks correct. Depth of field looks correct. Integration looks correct. I think it was just those two dots that showed up on those two frames. There's another one here. For some reason in here, there's like a little white dot that shows up and then goes away. So it's a bit weird. I'm not sure what that is. So yeah, but it's good. It's good. I just would ask you to tweak that. And there's more dots now at the end. You see, yeah. So you need to kind of like, there's another dot there and another dot there. So you need to be careful with that because those little flickers really distract the shot. Okay. So I'm gonna just continue here. So this shot here, I'm assuming this is not your CG. Like you said, it's just compositing, I'm assuming. So you did a good job with the compositing. I think it's well integrated. It looks a bit too dark though to me, like especially because it would bounce a bit more light from the diffuse. Especially when I look at the original plate that was there. There's so much light here, you know, coming from the sky, cast sky. I don't think the boat would be that dark. I think you would get a bit more light from above. Like, I feel like you're darkening too much, and it's a shame because I also don't see the details that well because of the darkness. So maybe consider having like more light coming in from above, like almost like a skybox, because it does look nicer if you see it a bit better. But the integration looks nice. It's very dark for me to see the integration. The track looks nice as well. So now this one here, I have a lot to say about this. This is your weakest shot. So I would recommend you to either tweak it or remove it from your show reel, okay? So the track looks solid. That I have no problems with. What I have a problem with is your soldier. So your fire looks good. I think this was well made. If anything, I would say your shadow is a bit too harsh. So I think you should probably blur this shadow a bit because it's really harsh at the moment. Your motion blur looks good. Your fire looks good. The integration with the fire looks good as well. So I don't really have much to say about this. At least from Vimeo's compression, it looks okay to me. I have a big problem with your soldier, and the bigger problem I have with this, I don't have any problem with the skull. The skull is fine, and I think you did a good job integrating the skull. The problem I have is the soldier, because the soldier is the wrong perspective, you see. And the problem here is this. You see, this is the plate you've used, right? Now, just by looking at this shot, I know for a fact that this shot most likely is a 50 mil or higher, okay? So I think, yeah, that's right. Closer light source is harsher, but I feel like it's too harsh. It's a little bit too harsh. But I guess we can have an opinion about that. That's fine. Now, biggest problem you have with your soldier here is because your soldier was filmed most likely with a 50 millimeter or an 80 millimeter. It kind of looks to me like it was filmed with a very flat lens. And you can kind of see that by looking at the perspective on your soldier, you know, like I know there's nothing on the screen, but I can kind of see that that this is like a really flat lens. And then when I go into this shot, this is a very wide lens. So this shot was filmed most likely with like a 24 mil or maybe even a 20 mil. And what's happening with your soldier is that you're scaling him down, but he's the wrong perspective. Basically, your soldier should have been filmed with the same lens and pretty much the same distance that he should have been for the final shot. So you can't really put a soldier from a different lens into the plate like this because it looks a bit strange. It looks like it's a bit weird. And I also think the integration, I do see that you did the lens distortion, and that's a correct thing to do it. But the problem here is also your key is not good. Like you see, he's too blurred. His edges are too blurred. His black levels are wrong. His white levels are wrong as well. There's a huge light coming in from here, and he's not even being affected by that light. So I feel like you see the color light of him is pretty much, you see all these lights that you have here and all these lights you have here and here, they're not strong enough. They're in fact as strong as the skull, and the skull is much further away from the light source, so he should actually be brighter. And also then you have also issues with your edges, like this is too blurred edge, this is too blurred edge, so your key has a bit of a problem. He looks thinner as well than what he was before. I don't think it's working out. He's also sliding, by the way. I just saw that he's sliding now. I'll show you what I mean. So if I zoom in here, just look at the first frame. You see that? If I go frame by frame, he's actually sliding his position. So he's not actually attached to the floor. So what I would recommend you to do is to remove the soldier, because the soldier is bringing down the shot quite a lot, okay? So I think that you should kind of remove the soldier and keep everything else. Or work on the soldier in a better way. Or maybe comp something else there. I think that could help, you know? But anyway, I think your showreel was great. You have some minor problems. Just to recap, work on the CG of the foreground elements. Make more dirt on them. More scratches on them as well, and work on the light integration of the woman, because there's so much light coming from the back and so much light coming from the right side. So I would definitely work on this shot, because this shot looks really good in terms of CG and in integration. So you should really take your time on this shot and make it even better. Then I would say that this shot also has no issues. I like your projection cleanup. I like your reflections in the poster. Really nice. This shot is really nice as well. I only saw those little dots. I don't agree with your eye direction, but it's fine. I think you did a good job. I would remove the interface. I don't think you need the interface. It just confuses people, and I don't think they should be there. I think you should just focus on breakdowns and shots. I like your boat, but I think the boat should be a bit brighter. It should bounce more light from the sky and from the diffuse. Otherwise, it looks really great. So it's really good job. I like your fire and I like your skeleton, but I don't like your soldier. I think your soldier looks not good enough. So maybe work on that. Anyway, that's it for this showreel. So Andrea, thank you so much for sharing the showreel. You will see this showreel review on YouTube at some point. So thank you so much for that. And also much appreciated for being a Twitch subscriber. That's a really, I'm really appreciative of that. Anyway, we've been going on for an hour already, an hour and 15, and you know what happens now. We need to stretch our legs. We need to stretch our legs and move around a little bit. By the way, I'm going to take the opportunity to show you my t-shirt today. So this is one of my favorite films. It's a Ghibli film from Princess Mononoke. And it's one of my favorite films. Anyway, let's stretch our legs and move around. And don't forget to drink some water, to relax a little bit. And I'll be right back. So we're going to be offline. We're going to be having a break for 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. So you can put your clocks if you want. We'll be back in about 5 minutes from now. Don't go anywhere. We will do many more showreel reviews next. And we will answer more questions, okay? Thank you so much for everything. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you so much for sticking around. Much appreciated. So I saw that someone on the chat was asking about a book that was on my shelf. This is another book. It's called Digital Compositing in Depth. I'll be honest, I haven't read this book yet. So I bought it a couple of months ago. And this is because I'm always buying every book that I can find in compositing. So I'm not sure if it's good. It's from a guy called Doug Kelly. It's called Digital Compositing in Depth. And I don't know. I've never read it. I need to read it. It has a CD-ROM. CD-ROM, such a cute thing. So it says here, Doug Kelly was a compositor from '92, and yeah, he's like a very old school compositor. I don't know. I have to actually check this book. It has 2 CDs. It's probably very old, but you know, I like always to watch really old books because sometimes they have really good tricks on them, but I don't know yet if it's good. I will let you all know someday. Anyway, thank you so much for here. Oh, okay. It's still no video. Okay. Oh, there's no video. Okay. Are you guys? Can you guys watch me? Can you guys see me? Was there like a commercial break? Was that what was working? Are you guys all watching me? Are you all here? Or are you still watching the commercial? I'm sorry about that. There was a commercial. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think there's a commercial. Sometimes Twitch puts commercials. Sorry. So I was mentioning this book because someone did I talk? Did you guys hear what I said about the book? Basically, someone was asking about this book on my shelf, Digital Compositing on Depth. This is a book from Doug Kelly, and I've never read it. It's an old book. It's a book from like the 2000s. So it's pretty old. It says that's to be used in After Effects and Shake and Fusion 2.5. So it's probably a book from 2010 or something like that. So it's probably 10 years old. So I don't know if it's good, but I always buy all the books, you know. Reason why I always buy all the books is because there is always a technique that you can learn from old school compositors, you know. So that's the thing. So thank you so much, Tim Ank6, for the subscription Prime. Much appreciated. Remember, all of you, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to my channel completely for free. And I get paid from Amazon, very little, of course. I only get paid $2. But I do get paid, and then, you know, you can support my channel that way, and it's free for you. So if you have Amazon Prime, it's completely free. You don't have to spend any money subscribing to my channel. Obviously, I understand that now these days you're probably subscribing to other channels on Twitch, but maybe you want to subscribe to mine because mine is so much better than all the other channels. I'm joking. It is not. I went back again to this subscription from the Foundry, and I think it's working now, the events. Yes, it is. So don't forget that today there's an event from the Foundry. This is the digital events they have. You can still watch my old event, so you can still watch my alternative methods of income for the creative industry. I'm gonna put the link on the chat. So if you want to watch this, you can still watch. That's my talk that I did a couple of weeks ago about the alternative methods of income on the creative industry. It's a really nice chat, and you guys should check it out. But right now, they also have an event today, and the event today will be, let's see here, in about 2 hours. Yes, so it is basically a Foundry webinar about Mari. So if you want to sign up, did I sign up? I think I did. I hope I did. So I'm going to put the chat there. So that's the link for the one now. It's going to be at 7 o'clock today. So it's going to be in 2 hours from now. So if you want to learn Mari workflows, you can do that as well. So feel free to check that out. I'm going to do a couple of questions, and then we're going to jump into the next showreel. Before I jump into the next showreel, I'm going to ask, the showreel we're going to watch now is from Som. Okay, Som 2788. Is he here? Is he or her? I don't know if it's he or her. So that would be this showreel, I think. So it's a showreel from Saurabh Som, I guess. I'm just going to call you Som, if that's okay. Yes, Ludo's webinar is today as well. Yes, Ludo's webinar is at 9 o'clock, right? I think Ludo's webinar is at 9 o'clock. I believe so. Let me just go and check. Where is Ludo's webinar? Ludo, where is his link here? God damn it, Ludo. You make it harder for me. I thought that you would... Where is... Does anyone have the link for Ludo's webinar today? It's going to be on Twitch, right? I think. Oh, it's just for Patreons. That's right. It's only for Patreons. Yes, 9 o'clock. Well, if you are not a patron from Ludo, you can always like do the free webinar from Substance. That's with Nicola on, remember I was telling you about M3DS. So M3DS has, today they are doing this talk. This is going to be 9 o'clock as well, but it's GMT +2, so I think it's 8 o'clock actually. So Nikolai is a dear friend of mine, and he's an amazing Substance designer artist, so you should really check his stream out. So maybe have a look at that one, because that one is good. And also, like, 3DS Academy is a dear friend of mine. Stefan is probably on the chat as well. And yeah, and he has some incredible streams as well if you guys want to watch. Anyway, let's jump into the question. So is Som here? Okay, cool. So Som is next. He's gonna be the next for. You're a man. Okay, go. So Som is gonna be the next for the Showreel review, but we're gonna do a couple of questions before we jump into Som's review. So I'm going to move on here to the questions. So where was I? Let's see here. Books, I've already talked. Let's see here. Nick Hill asks, in one of your streams you've mentioned the Blackmagic cameras are not so good. Could you elaborate on that? Well, I didn't say they were not that good. I just think that they are very they're not really powerful. They are very cheaply made, you know. So for example, this one, which is the Blackmagic 6K, the Pocket 6K, it's a really good camera, you know, don't get me wrong, but it has a lot of problems. Like, for example, if I by mistake bump it or drop it by mistake, it will break immediately. It's so fragile and so light as well. You can really feel the cheap build of this camera. And I think that's the problem with Blackmagic cameras. They're really cheaply built, not compared to an Alexa or a Red. An Alexa, you can literally drop it out of the floor and it will still work, you know. And I think the same goes for this one. I'm gonna show you here. So if I can, So if I show you this one, so this is the Urza Mini Pro, and this camera here, again, I shot 3 short films with it. Really good camera, you know, like really good with all the buttons and everything. But again, very cheaply built, and the electronics are really bad because I bought this camera 3 years ago. And I've already had to get twice replaced, you know. So that means Blackmagic had to replace the camera twice already, because the first time it just died. It just stopped working out of the blue, you know. And the second time, the SDI out stopped working on the back. So they're just really cheaply built, but there's a reason for that. They're really cheap because they're cheaply built, but they are really cheap as well as cameras. So I don't mind buying them because I know Blackmagic, you know, I know if one of them breaks, I know Blackmagic will just give me a new one, you know, so they tend to do that. So when this one broke, they just sent me a new one. That's just, you just have to be careful that their stuff is not very well built, you know. Oh my God, this is heavy. So heavy. Oh, something dropped the floor here. Sorry. Trying my best to put this here. Okay. It's here now. Okay, cool. So now in terms of the sensor, yes, there is a problem with sensors as well. I think the Blackmagic sensors are not very good. They sometimes have some issues with the blue channel, especially a lot of noise on the blue channel. So they're usually very bad at for keying. They're also very soft sometimes, the sensors. And especially one of the problems I have with their sensors is that their rolling shutter is huge. Like, it has so much rolling shutter. And it's a shame because they used to have a camera that did not have a rolling shutter, you know. So the old Blackmagic camera, which was the 4K cinema, which is this one I have here. This one here. So just to show you. So this camera here, which is the old Blackmagic 4K cinema, this one is a global shutter. So it has no problems with rolling shutter. And it's a shame they've stopped doing global shutters because this was an amazing camera. I shot an entire short film with it. Obviously, they would get really overheated, but the global shutter was amazing. It was so good for tracking because as soon as you have rolling shutter, you have major issues on tracking. Sorry. These cameras are heavy, man. Anyway, going back to the questions. Another question here. Let me just roll back here. So a question from Resonance 70. Resonance 70. I've watched a tutorial about rotoscoping, and I was advised to stabilize the footage. But after stabilizing the footage, how do I add CG objects back to the footage? Well, the way you do it is you stabilize the footage, you do your roto, and then you reverse the stabilization. So that means you need to apply the stabilization reversed. So in the tracking node, you have a method of doing match move, but you also have a method of doing stabilization. So you need to set the tracking node to stabilization first, do your roto, and then you need to apply back the movement with a match move. You could also apply the match move just to the roto so that you don't sample the image, because every time you sample the image, you lose the fidelity and you lose pixel fidelity. Basically, the image becomes blurrier and blurrier. So that would be my answer to you. You know, maybe come back on Thursday. You know, if you come back on Thursday, I can show you. Sorry, I can show you some this on Nuke. You know, because on Thursday. And Thursday we do the Nuke compositing workshops, so maybe come back on Thursday. Like I said before, we do Showreel Reviews every Monday, every Sunday. And then we do compositing every Thursday. So if you have a compositing related question, maybe come back on Thursday. Anyway, going back to the questions again. So we have a question here from Bueni Jan. I can't read this. What are you guys doing to me? I can't read this. So I guess I'm just gonna pronounce it. So it says Bo Jin. I guess that's the name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Your question is, I know this is an off topic since I just joined the chat. What do you think about making a stream about how to handle this current situation as a freelancer? Well, I'm glad that you've asked that question. I have done that before. I have done a stream just about that. And that was 2 weeks ago, I believe. So if you want to watch that, I was just mentioning that. That was a Foundry webinar. Foundry webinar website is really slow. Look at that. I think I have the link here anyway. So I can just share the link here. It is so slow right now. It doesn't even load the link. Look at that. Well, anyway, on the demand, you could, yeah, there you go. Now I can give you the link. So permanent link. So that's going to be, so this is called Foundry Sessions Creative Industry. And then the link is this one. And you can watch it, although it's been gone already. You can still watch the questions. So, maybe look at this link here. So this is alternative methods of income during the creative industry during the pandemic. So I definitely done a stream about that. So maybe watch that video. It's free. You can watch the video for free. And you can also watch the chat for free as well. So another question here from, oh, you guys are killing me with your names. Question from AJ Tim Mohan. AJ Tim H Mohan. Hi Hugo, check this video from an image from Image Engine Thor Ragnarok VFX breakdown. Do you know how to do this light pass? Okay, so I'm gonna open up the link. Just give me a second. Nope, that's not what I want. I'm gonna open up the link so I can share it with the chat. Let's see here. So we have the link here. So you're talking about at minute 2 minutes. Just to pause this because I want to be flagged. For 2 minutes and 21. Okay, 2 minutes and 21. So you're talking about this. Okay, so what is this? Sorry. How to do this light pass. I need to see what this is. I'm not really sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so this is there's a couple of ways of doing this, okay? Obviously the one that I see on the screen there, it looks to me like this is procedurally done. So they're basically recreating depth information from the camera. So they're let me put it this way. There's still like two ways, you know, that you can do that. You can either use a dual rig camera so that you can have depth, you know, almost like the Kinect from the Xbox camera. So if you're filming something and you put two cameras on the side, then you can get the triangulation of the shot, you know, and that will help you to build the 3D match move and then have a model from that shot. That's the best way to do it, almost like they did it on the Irishman. So you have a main camera and then two cameras on the side, and then you can kind of like Yeah, like witness cameras. Yes, if you do witness cameras, then you can create a depth from it. You can even do it in Nuke. So Nuke will process the depth from the stereo rig. You know, it's almost like shooting on stereo. And then once you shoot on stereo, you can then extract the depth information from the stereo rig. Okay, that would be one way to do it. The other way would be, which is I don't think the way they did it. The other way would be that you should make a model of them. And then you have to do something called rotomation. Rotomation is nothing more than manually moving the CG character matching the footage, okay? So someone by hand, frame by frame, they would basically do a rotomation. That's why it's called rotoscoping for 3D, which is rotomation. Basically, they would move the frame and the object and the actual CG and model frame by frame until they get a full match with the footage. And then they could actually create, they can create the light pass. Well, but apparently there's someone on the chat that did this shot, so maybe they can talk more about it. But I'm just guessing that it could either be a witness camera. That's option one. Option two, it could be a rotomation with a CG model and then creating a pass in CG. Option three could be a procedural method where you actually use deep learning to try to get the models from the footage. Obviously, I don't know which ones they've used because I didn't work on this shot. I don't know. But someone did on the chat, so maybe they can tell us what they know about this shot. I don't really know much about this shot. Anyway, let's go on to another question here. So a question from Som. Let's see here. Yes, that is true, Mikhail. Mikhail, you're absolutely right. If people think rotoscoping is hard, you should try rotomation. Rotomation is a lot harder than rotoscoping. A lot harder, man. Rotomation is so difficult. Like I don't even want to start talking about it. Anyway, question from Som. Where is this question? Sorry. Curious to know, Som2788 asks, curious to know how did they stitch 1917 shots to single take? Is there any method technique done in comp? Yeah, there's a lot of methods. You can, you could, you don't need to scream on the chat, man. Please do not do caps locks. You don't need to scream like, what should I not include on my showreel? You don't need to do that. Anyway, again, I have a video for that. I have a video that maybe you can watch. I'm gonna do that right away here on the video, and then you can watch it maybe. Let's see here. I have a video how to break into the industry, which is this video here. So maybe watch this video. I'll put it on the chat for you. This video gives you some tips of how to do a good showreel and how to break into the industry. So I'm gonna tag you on the chat here, and then put the video here. So maybe watch that video, okay? Maybe watch that video. It would be nice. Anyway, go back to the question. So Som's question, how did they stitch 1917 shots? So 1970 shots were stitched with CG, projections, roto, and painting. Basically what you do is you can also use motion control. Like, you basically need to decide where are your in points and your out points. I've done projects like this already. So basically you have to end the camera move and then do, on the next take, do the same camera move when you start. So that means you need to match the cameras, you need to match the lens, you need to match the position and the lighting. And then you can use anything in your surroundings to do at the transition. For example, you can use objects to wipe, you can use projections to clean up and to merge them both, you know. You can also track them both and then merge the tracks. There's a lot of methodologies, you know. So this is just like a couple of ideas of what you can do. There's so much more, you know. Anyway, there's so many questions. You guys are tireless today. You have so many questions. Now, before I move on to Suma, like, I'll come back to the questions a bit later, okay? Before I come back to before I go on to Som showreel, don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to my channel for free. It will really help my channel a lot. if you're subscribed, and it's free for you, and it's not free for me. I at least get $2 from the subscription. So Amazon will pay me $2 if someone subscribes with Amazon Prime. Okay, so let's move on to his showreel, and let's just look at the showreel first, like we do before. Som, I am going to remove the sound from the showreel, okay? So thank you so much, Som, for sending the showreel for the review. Again, like I usually say, please don't take too personal the feedback. I am a VFX supervisor with decades of experience, including I was VFX soup at the mill and head of Nuke as well there. So I will break down your showreel a lot, and please don't take it personally and don't take it to heart. It's all professional feedback, okay? Anyway, let's watch it without sound. If you want to watch it with sound, because it's going to be, otherwise it's going to mute my stream on Twitch. So if you want to watch it with sound, Linny has placed it on the chat as well. So let's watch it first, and then we'll start criticizing the showreel and give it feedback. Those of you that just arrived, we are streaming. It's just that we removed the sound because I don't want to be flagged copyright strike on YouTube or Twitch, and I don't want to be muted on Twitch as well, which is really annoying because they don't mute just the music; they mute 5 minutes, regardless if there's music or not. Just as soon as the music shows up, they put 5 minutes. Your show really is great, man. So you're not gonna have a lot of feedback. Your show really is really good. You have a lot of really cool stuff here. So very, very good work. Maybe you can also type on the chat there if you are just a composer or if you do CG as well. Would love to know that. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, you already answered me by the showreel anyway. It says it's showreel compositing, so sorry about that. Anyway, very good work. Very, very good work. Congratulations. You know, I think you did a splendid job there. So let's start with first shot. I don't have much to say. I didn't really see much problems. So this shot here, very, very well made. I can see that you've done a full facial replacement. And although, you know, it looks a bit uncanny valley, but it is very well made. And I don't really have much to say. You know, I think you did a great, great job with the tracking. You did a great job with the CG integration. Obviously, the faces are so different. It doesn't look as real as obviously the face that was there. And I think that is kind of coming from the fact that the skin looks a bit reflective, but that could be also an option. Like that could be like an artistic choice, you know, because people do have reflective skins. Some people have more reflections on skins than others, you know. If you look at the original actor that was there, you see he doesn't have a lot of reflection on his face. And then once you see the face that you replace, you actually see there's a lot of light bounce from this window. Let me just double check if this is the actor. Wait a minute. I'm just gonna go back here and just give me a second. Just zoom in here. So, okay. So first of all, the dots removal looks great. I think you did a great job. Obviously, I'm watching this on Vimeo, so I do notice that there is a little bit of an issue here. So you see there, the face ends there. So there, the face ends there, and then you basically, when you removed it, you kind of went a bit too far there. But obviously you're replacing the full face. It doesn't matter. But if you were doing this job for just the dot replacement, you do have a couple of issues on the paint. But it doesn't matter because it's a full face reflection. So you see all this green that is projected on the, all this green that is like actually coming from the window there. It's actually coming from this light source. I kind of miss it a little bit more on your CG, on your facial replacement. I kind of feel like it should bounce a bit more. And of course, his skin looks a bit more reflective. But, you know, again, like I said, I think you did a great job. I think it's mostly because skins are different. So I'm not going to spend much more time on this shot. Now, this shot here, and this shot here, let's see here. Yeah, this is really noisy. Like, you need to, like, yeah, it's really noisy, the shot. It's a shame the plate has so much noise. I don't really see the noise on the rats though. Like you're missing match move remove. Like you're basically missing. You see, if I look at this rat here, there's a lot of noise around the rat, but then the rat itself doesn't have a lot of noise. I think you're missing some noise pipeline to actually get these rats to look really photoreal. I think you did a great job, but the plate is so noisy that you might need to like increase the amount of noise on your CG integration. You know, I think that's the only thing missing there, but it's a good shot. The other thing I would also say is that it feels to me like there should be more motion blur coming in here, because you see this object here looks really, really, really sharp, and it should be motion blurring more. I actually see that there is even, you see there, you go, if I go from by frame, there should be more blurring. And I actually see the lines of the blur, which shouldn't be there. It should be more feathered, the blur. So if you don't have a motion vector pass, maybe you can use directional blur, but it definitely needs more motion blur. Also, this piece of metal looks a bit strange. It looks like it has no shape whatsoever. You know, which is a shame. You have like some breakdown of metal here, and then this one has nothing. But it's a good shot overall. I just think you need to look into the noise and grain, and then the motion blur is missing, and especially the motion blur is giving you, you know, like this dual tail. I think it's because your motion blur is not set with enough quality. You need to put more steps on your motion blur. You know, I think it's definitely that. And then yes, the noise is not really matching through the plate. The wood is not matching with the noise. The rats don't have enough noise as well. The motion blur is not enough. You know, there's a couple of problems, but the shot looks good. But it just needs those things to become exceptional. Now, this shot here, which is a personal project, you start with a really nice matte painting and then a CG. I guess that's a CG part. And then you integrate this dude here. I think you did a good job. It looks like it's well integrated. Although, I would say one thing, though. Like, I feel like if this dude was really on this environment, he would be brighter. You know, like, especially a bald guy. When they shot this, they should have really put, like, some lights on the top, because I personally am missing lights here. You know, usually when you're bald, you usually get the... I need to put this... my arrows need to be smaller, so I'm just going to make them smaller, like 2 or something. You see, usually when you have a bald guy, you usually get, like, some little squares here, and you get, like, some rays, and you basically got an outline of light, and especially a rim light, which would be on the ears here, and which would be on the whole top there. Not so much on the cloth. I think the cloth is fine, and I just think it should be a bit more pronounced, you know. But I think it did a good job. The key looks good as well. I don't really see any problems on the key. Let me just go frame by frame to make sure it isn't any problems there. So, one thing I forgot to ask in the beginning: are you okay with? Oh yeah, you did say it was okay to show it on YouTube. Good, thank you. The motion, the key looks good. It's so hard to tell because of the compression on Vimeo, man. It's so hard to tell if the key is good, but I think it is. Yeah, I don't see any issues. But again, when I review shots, I never really do it with such low quality. You know, we review it with really high quality. What is that? Oh, it's the hand. Okay. So it's like really just the hand coming on here. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't think you have any issues there. Looks nice. I mean, if I was doing this, though, I would have worked more on the background. I think it's a bit too diffuse on the back here. Looks a bit fake. You know, because the light is coming from above, you know, so the light is kind of coming like this, and that's fine. But then you have like a really mushy diffuse going on here. I don't think it should be so mushy. It's like a little bit too much light wrapping. It makes it a bit fake because the plate doesn't have that, you know. The piece of footage doesn't have anything like that. So I wouldn't really believe that it would make this. I think you should have a bigger bloom, so the bloom could be much bigger, and then have not so much glow on the back there. I think that would help the shot. Also in here would be nice to have a bit more atmospheric on these objects, because I think these objects would have picked up a bit more atmospheric in this one here as well, because they're so far away. So I would really put atmospherics on this entire area here, just to make it a bit more realistic, you know. Definitely would do that. So anyway, moving on to the next shot. Very good work, though. I'm being very picky, as I told you on the beginning. Now, this shot here, it's an animation short film, so very hard to tell in terms of compositing feedback. It's an animation, you know. I don't see any issues. I don't see any depth problems. I don't see any edge problems. I think it looks great. So I have nothing to say. This shot looks terrific, man. Great shot. Although, like, there is a bit of a uncanny valley on the car, but I think it would be nice if you can work your way into getting a little bit more noise and the depth of field to look a bit more realistic, because at the moment your depth of field is breaking the shot a bit, you know, because normally if you had such a wide shot, no one ever would have so much defocusing going on the shot, you know. That's the issue that I have with the shot right now, because you see it looks so much better when you don't have the depth of field. I think you see, if you look at the breakdown, this looks much better. Although I know it doesn't look as real, but I think you should just pick up your motion blur, your depth of field, and make it by half. And also, these bokehs should be pinging light, you know, because remember, these are specular lights, okay? So all these should be really bright. They should really picking up really pings of light. These bokehs, especially this one on the top here, all these bokehs should be really pinging. And then other things as well is that there should be a bloom around this light and around that light and around that light. These lights do not have enough bloom. They are overexposed inside, so I would definitely not overexposed here. I would reduce the exposure and I would put a bigger bloom going on around the lights. And then I would just decrease the depth of field by half. Like, I just feel like you have to put much less, because you're also having a lot of issues with the depth of field. Like look at this. The depth of field is actually moving and you can actually see the line. Like, there's an actual line across the depth of field there, which is actually crossing if you move, you see? And that's not realistic at all. It shouldn't really do that, you know? And also you have other issues as well, like this edge here for the lights as well. It kind of breaks with the depth of field, so you have like a couple of problems here on these lamps there. And I think it's because you need to separate your layers, because your depth of field is breaking that edge. It's breaking this edge. It's breaking that edge. It's breaking this edge here. You need to separate this car as a layer, okay? And yes, the extreme depth of field makes it look like a miniature. If this was, you need to remember that when you're shooting a wide shot, the wider the lens is, the less defocus it looks, because wide lenses don't defocus as much as shorter lenses. You know, like if you have a 50 mil, you have a huge bokeh. If you have a 20 mil, you have much less bokeh. So you need to kind of think about that from a photoreal point of view, which is a shame, because your shot looks beautiful in terms of art direction. I just feel like you need to work on the depth of field, on the gloom, on the bloom. And this is all photography stuff. You need to like learn basics of photography for you to really, really nail this. You know, like that's the thing. You should take photos. You should like get a camera, practice with your camera, you know, so that mistakes like this don't occur, you know, because it's a shame, because the shot looks great. And in fact, the shot looked better when you didn't have all this depth of field. You see, if I look at in this phase here, see, that looks much, much nicer. You know, like it looks so much better. But again, to fix some of these problems is like, this exposure is too much. You need to like expose less so that this is not so saturated. It would never, a light would never do that. That's a bit weird. Also, maybe perhaps think of a bit of an atmospherics going on the back there, because there should be some atmospherics going on here. And also, I know you didn't do the CG, but the CG is way too clean. You know, like this needs detail. You know, like maybe bring in the geometry into Nuke and get some dirt into it, because I feel like there should be like some broken parts. There should be some dirt. There should be like some wear and tear on the building, you know, so that there's maybe like one brick broken, and maybe there's some scratches here, and then maybe another scratch there, and maybe some dirt here. Buildings are usually very dirty. Like this is a city, you know, like where's the dirt? Like also like where's the dirt here? Like should be like dirt here, maybe some leaves, maybe some pools of water. You know, pools of water would look really nice. Just look at how pristine this metal is. Like, this metal shouldn't be as pristine. And I know this is a CG thing, but you could fix this in comp very easily, you know. So I just think the shot is very shy from being amazing. And you need to really, like, the shot is beautiful, and I think you did a great job. It's really beautiful in terms of art direction. It just needs that little extra stuff, you know, like to make it really good. You know, you just need to be careful. You know, that's the key. You just need to kind of push it with the depth of field, push it with the dirt, push it with the atmospherics, maybe have a little bit of 2D elements, atmospherics everywhere, you know. Just keep going because the shot does look incredible, and it could look photoreal if you add those little things, you know. By the way, just at the very end, there's a big problem with the depth of field here on the car. You see there? And this is a problem with the refractions. Just notice this edge. You can see the guy, and then somehow the blur goes into his face, which is not correct. So this is, of course, the blur coming from the refraction. So you need to look into that. But again, this is your best shot on your showreel. I would really recommend you to work a lot on it because it's going to look amazing if you add those little things, you know, like if you add the little blooms, you know, if you add a few scratches, if you add some atmospherics going on the back there, if you actually increase the atmospherics coming in, and actually maybe even light up some light on the sky, because imagine there's a lot of buildings on the back. Because if you light up a sky, like a bit of lights behind the skies, then you would actually get a really nice rim light coming across this building, because you see, the silhouette of this building is lost. I don't even see the silhouette, and it's a shame, you know. I really want to see that silhouette. I really want to see what's behind it. So yeah, terrific shot, man. Terrific shot. And overall, I think your showreel is really good. So I have not much to say. This shot, again, it's from the other short film. I don't really have anything to say. It looks great. It has a lot of dirt. It looks really beautiful. I would, though, put it together with the other shot. So I think the cookie shot should be together with the other cookie shot. You should always place projects together with each other, you know? I think it's always a better way. Now, talking about the showreel, or so wrapping up the showreel, I think your best shot is the car shot. So if you could improve this shot, I think you should start with it. If you can make it better. And please, if you do make it better, don't forget to share it with us again. So I think this should be our first shot. Ah, George, thank you so much for the subscription. Oh, shit. I see what happened there. Like, TT80 has gifted 5 subs. Okay, I'll talk to you in a second. Thank you so much for that, but I'll talk to you in a second about that. Well, now we're gonna have a torrent of more to the right and more to the left. I'm gonna wait for all that to be over before I can finish the showreel review. But thank you so much, TCC80, for gifting 5 subs to everyone. Thank you so much for that. So TCC80 has just offered. I'm gonna give you a round of applause. Thank you so much for that. So TCC80 gave 5 subs. They gave a sub to George. They gave a sub to Dodge Seno, and also they gave a sub to Mandeep Singh 264 as well. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated for all the extra subs here. Much appreciated. I can't thank you enough. It's because of people like you that my channel can bloom, and I can continue to do streams, and I can continue to do feedback and help the community as much as I can. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, for giving me all of that, okay? Much appreciated. Anyway, is this over now? So I can continue the showreel? Because I want to make a YouTube video out of the showreel, so I don't want the showreel review to have these things on top, on the pop. So I'll wait for the pop to be over. Just a little bit more. Do you guys hear the just more to the left, just more to the right? Do you actually hear it? I don't think you hear it, do you? I don't believe so. Is it over now? I think it is over. I think it is. Yes, it is. Now it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I removed the sound because I didn't want to... Okay, so going back to the showreel just to finish. So like I said, I think you should start with this shot. I think this is your best shot, and you should work on those extra things that I told you to do. And please reach out to me. I can help you with this shot. Please reach out to me. I can give you more tips about the shot. Just reach out to me on social media, and I'm happy to help you. I think you should start with this shot because this shot has the potential of being incredible. Okay. Now, other shots that I have here, I think you should put the cookie shots together. I think your first shot with the face looks incredible, but I think you should start with the car. So start with the car, maybe go into the face. The only thing, now that I'm scrubbing really quick, only thing I would say is that this dude here has a bit more shadow on the left side here and a bit less light on the front. And then when I switch to the CG, I think he's a bit too bright. You might have put him a bit too bright. I think he needs to be a bit darker. If you look at the original, the lighting is not as strong on the face. And then as I scrub, you're too bright on your CG. So maybe tweak that. I think your rats look great, but you need to make sure your grain management is correct. And you need to make sure there's enough motion blur and correct motion blur with the correct amount of steps. Because you can kind of see that here when I go frame by frame. You see that? When I move to another frame, I only see 2 steps. And I should be seeing like 10 steps or 15 steps, depending on the quality of your motion blur. Should be also bigger, the motion blur as well. This shot here, I would really recommend you to try to work a bit more on the blooms and on the glows, and maybe work on some light, extra light on his head. I think it should. I have nothing to say about the cookie shots; they look great, and the car shot is incredible. So good work with that. So very good work, man. Very good work. Congratulations. So anyway, let's do a couple of questions, and then we are going to do another break because we've been going on for 2 hours now, and I can't believe we still have 100 people watching this. Can't believe 100 people actually took a bit of time on their day to watch me. Just watch this fat Portuguese guy talking about Showreel Reviews. Anyway, let's do a couple of other questions. But I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all of you being here, and thank you so much for all my subscribers and all my followers as well. You guys mean the world to me, and so thank you so much for that. So yeah, it's really fun to be here, and I know we're all home now, and I know we're all living a very strange time, but just hang in there. You know, we're all gonna go back to our lives. We're all gonna hug each other again. We're all gonna be fine. You know, like it's just gonna take a bit of time. You know, it just takes a bit of time. Tim says it's just a regular day on dailies, mate, not big bigging. Yes, it's just another day on dailies. Yes, absolutely. By the way, if anyone has a shot that they're actually doing in production, if you want some feedback, I'm happy to help with that as well. So if you have a shot that you actually are producing for your short film, or producing obviously something that is not NDA'd, if you're producing something that is not NDA'd, you are welcome to share the shot. It doesn't have to be a reel. It could just be one shot, okay? It doesn't need to be a short reel. It could be one shot. It could be an art station. It could be a 3D modeling reel. It can be anything. Oh, thank you so much for saying that, Som. I hope it was useful for you as well. And Som, don't forget, if you do send it, if you do upgrade, if you do update your show reel, please make sure to send it back again. I can see 3DS Academy is giving me a little hug. Hi, Stefan. I hope you are good. Stefan, I already told everyone here that they should watch your stream later today. The only thing I wasn't sure about is that I'm not entirely sure if... Oh, it's not today. Oh, god damn it. Now I see that you've sent me a message. Sorry. I told everyone a lie. I lied to everyone. I told people that Nicola was going to be today. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, Stefan. It's not today, guys. So Nicola is going to talk on the 23rd. I am so sorry for that. Stefan, is it going to be at 9 o'clock UK, or is that 8 o'clock UK? Because I'm a bit confused, because GMT2 is 8 o'clock, right? Is that right? I can't really remember. So I am so sorry. I really forgot that it said 23rd. It was there. It was so big there, and I didn't see it. Look at that. God damn it. I am so good at doing Showreel Reviews, and then I don't do this. Let me just get Nicola here and do something to him. So don't forget, guys, to watch the stream tomorrow. I'm gonna put black here because it's gonna be easier for me to do it on black. Okay, so I'm gonna give him like a little big thing here, like that. Maybe then a little thing like that, maybe. Look at that, much better now. Don't you think it's much better? Maybe I can also put like a little thing going on here. Yeah, oh, that's much better. Look at that. Much better. Yes, I like that. I think it works indeed. Ah, shit, I shouldn't have moved the window. I moved the window. God damn it. It was so good. Now I moved the window. Hope Nicola is watching, but you should all go and watch Nicola. He's amazing, and he has a really good mustache, as you can see. And but yeah, so you should go and watch him. Anyway, we should do a break soon because we've been streaming for way too long. So I need to stretch my legs, and we're gonna leave you with this lovely drawing of Nicola here on the screen. We're gonna do a break. Don't remember, as always, the breaks are 5 minutes long. I recommend you to stretch your legs and to drink some water and to be responsible when you're working and always get up every 45 minutes. So I'm gonna be back in 45 I'm gonna be back in 5 minutes. Okay, don't go anywhere. We have a lot more showreels to review. We have a lot more questions to answer as well. So I'll be back very soon. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, we are back. Thank you so much for being here. I can see there's still 83 people watching the stream. Look at that. 83 people have signed up to watch a fat Portuguese guy talk. That's great. So thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Oh, someone actually got a Pepsi logo. Look at that. That's amazing. I've drank my Pepsi already. Look, there's no ice even. Like, it's so bad now. It's just like a warm piece of Pepsi. All the ice is gone now. Yeah, it looks like whiskey now, doesn't it? It does look like whiskey, actually. Well, anyway, thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me for you to support my stream like this. Thank you so much. If we continue like this, we are going to be partner on Twitch, because I need to have a 75 average on partner to be a partner, and we've been having 100 people most of the stream. So I'm very happy to say that it looks like we are going to be being partners very soon, I hope, although I still have to do 4 streams this month for that to work. But thank you so much for being here. Anyway, let's answer a couple of questions, and then we're going to move on to the next showreel. So the next showreel we're going to watch is actually not a Twitch. So we finished all the Twitch subscribers, and we finished... No, we didn't. No, actually, we have Akiz. No, we've done this showreel already. Let me just double check. See what's the next showreel. Didn't I watch this showreel already? I think I did. Just gonna double check. I just noticed now that the drawing is still there. I need to like remove the drawing. Nicholas drawing. I need to like remove it. Okay, so oh yeah, we did watch. I think we watched this showreel already. Yeah, we watched this showreel. So this showreel, Akiz showreel. Wait a minute. No, we didn't. No, I didn't watch this showreel. So this is gonna be the next showreel that we're gonna watch. So Aziz, is Aziz here? Oh my God! Look at that! Oh my God! What are you doing, Stefan? What are you doing? Thank you so much, Stefan, for the mountain of subscriptions here again. So M3DS Academy just subbed 5 people. Thank you so much, Stefan. Means the world to me that you're supporting my stream like that. I hope everyone comes to your stream to as well. And I've been telling about your streams all the time. I've been telling everyone to go to your stream as well. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. It's Christmas, yes. So M3DS Academy just gifted 5 subs to people, to the community. So the 5 subs were gifted to Dorden Kobo. They were gifted to Pornen Dubala. They were gifted to Mohammed Al Nazer. They were also gifted to Manpret005 and Jigga Jigga Turok. Thank you so much for all of you, and welcome to the stream. And thank you so much, Stefan. Stefan is an amazing dude, and Stefan deserves a round of applause by everyone. And don't forget to give some love to Stefan as well. Now, Stefan actually runs this channel. He runs a Twitch channel called M3DS Academy. On this Twitch channel, he does a lot of streams. You should really check it out. A cool thing about this is that now finally you can actually subscribe to his channel. So that means that Stefan is now an affiliate. So you should support this channel. I am already I'm already a subscriber as well. So highlights, of course, will be that you can watch Nikolai's stream on the 23rd, which is a substance designer. He's really good. And also, I would really recommend you to watch all the other streams. We have ZBrush workshops. These are mostly from the M3 conference, which is a conference I attended last year. It's an amazing conference in Macedonia. And, you know, you can, for example, watch Eric Smith, the director of photography from Pixar, talk about Incredibles 2. You can watch so many cool conferences here. There's so many videos. I'm just going to put, like, just the videos and not the features, just the past broadcast. So you have ZBrush. You have also motion capture. Yeah, you need to go and watch and support this channel. Support Stefan's channel by subscribing to his channel as well. And I will be on the chat as well when you're streaming, Stefan. So thank you so much for that. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the questions. Get back to the questions. So where was I on the questions? God damn, there's so many questions. You guys are talking way too much. Let's see here. So, okay. So Rasput asks, let me just double check here if I can find. Sorry. Okay, let me just look at the. Oh yeah, Rashput question asks, could you tell me which are pretty common aspects ratio Academy and CinemaScope these days, or is still a matter of taste? Well, it's not a matter of a taste. The CinemaScope and the aspect ratios of the Academy are linked with cameras. You know, they're linked with the gates of the camera, and they're also linked with the gate of the film camera, not only digital camera. So, you know, obviously 245 aspect ratio is the most common one, but it really depends on the language of your film. You know, if you want a film to be like a Vista film, then you're going to use probably CinemaScope. If you want the film to be a bit more like intimate, then you might want to use a 4:3 aspect ratio. But there's so many different aspect ratios of cinema. So let me just open up here a couple of them. If I can find an image that would show this well. Yeah, let's, for example, look at this one here. I think this is a good way of showing you aspect ratios, actually. I'm going to just open up a link here. I don't really know which website this is, but, you know, it's just like basically showing you a couple of links. So, for example, here, these are the most common aspect ratios existing in cinema. So basically you have the regular aperture, Academy aperture. This is the full sensor, the full gate of the film camera, and this is 1:33:1, and this is the typical aspect ratio you use if you want to do a film which is a bit more intimate. Top of my head, I remember, for example, Kubrick used to like this aspect ratio a lot, and he uses it a lot. Obviously, it's a bit difficult to put it on a TV, which is 16:9, so it's a bit difficult in that sense. Earlier in the day, there was a 1:65:1 as well, but these days, 16:9 would be the European widescreen, which would be 1:66:1. But obviously, you also have the 245:1, the 185:1, and the Cinerama, which is 271:1 or 2:1:1. 2:1, which is a 70mm frame. So I would say these are the most regular ones. I mean, there's a lot of websites here that can show you that, and it really depends on the film you're making. It really depends on what type of film you're making, and it depends on what type of language you're trying to do, you know. So and you can kind of see the kind of aspect ratios from different things. But this is a really broad information. Like, this is a super broad question, so it would take me way too long to answer. So I'm just gonna like leave it like that. Oh, hi, Andrew. Andrew is here as well, so be sure to. So I think to answer your question, I would say that you probably should. Maybe I'll do a video about it. Maybe I should do a video about it. I think that's actually a good idea, because there's so much to say. Now, I wanted to take the opportunity to also tell everyone to go in and watch Andrew's streams. So Andrew is actually on the chat here, and I watch his streams all the time when I'm still awake, because he does streams quite late. So you should check out Andrew's streams. He basically streams modeling. He's a hard surface on the modeler. Oh, he's hosting me now. I watch his streams all the time. I see. He's hosting me. Thank you so much for hosting me, Andrew. So, Andrew, I'm going to put the link on the description on the side here. So if you want to support his streams, Andrew is also trying to become a partner. So go and help him. That's his username. Go and help him to become a partner, just like me. I'm also trying to become a partner. Andrew. So, and I'm getting there, at least. I'm getting like 100 views every time. I just don't do enough streams, I think. And yeah, so Andrew is really, really a really good, really an amazing lead modeler. He's worked on Star Wars. He's worked for DNEG. He's worked for ILM. He's worked on an enormous amount of projects. He has an amazing ArtStation page as well. And he's constantly on Twitch making modeling streams. He also does some cooking as well. He is the hard surface modeling master. Yes, he is, Loctelin. Absolutely. So thank you so much for hosting my channel, Andrew. Much appreciated. And I hope you all can be so kind to help Andrew become a partner as well. So go and see his streams. What are you doing in your next stream, Andrew? Are you streaming today? Are you streaming tonight? Are you streaming tonight, man? Oh, yeah, look at that. You have a fan here. Someone like SML Arn here bought all your models. Maybe tonight? Okay, cool. Well, I'll see you later tonight as well. I'll definitely watch your stream. I don't really do a lot of modeling. I'm not very good at modeling, but I try. I try my best. But I'm not as good as you, man. You're amazing. So not a chance. Anyway, let's go back to the questions. So a couple of other questions I have here. Let's see, where were we? Yes, I have a question from Wicken. Sorry. I'll just say the words. WEKN. Hello, can you nominate the best motion graphic designer you know? Oh my god. That is an awkward question. It is an awkward question. Oh, Andrew, and that's not a problem, man. I'm doing the shout out because you deserve it, man, because you do some really cool streams. So you deserve it, man. Anyway, like, answer your question, like the best motion graphic designer that I like. Oh man, that's a tough question. Like a really tough question, because I don't want to put anyone on the spot as well. And also, I guess maybe instead of giving you, I'll do this. Like, instead of giving you the best motion graphic designer I know, because I have a couple of people that I would suggest, you know, but I'm going to give you my favorite designer of all times, which he doesn't really do motion graphic, but he does a lot of design. So I'll show you his book. Where is his book? Yeah, here you go. So my favorite design of all times is Saul Bass. So I would really recommend you to look at Saul Bass. So Saul Bass is an amazing designer. He's done him and his wife, not only him. He's done some of the most famous covers for Hitchcock. He does a lot of really famous covers. And also a lot of logos. A lot of really famous logos were done by him. Highlights, of course, are Psycho and North by Northwest, and a lot of famous posters. Let me just see if I can find a really famous poster to show you here. He also did the sequence of the shower. He was the director, together with the Hitchcock, of the shower sequence of Psycho. So obviously everyone knows this poster, which is Vertigo. So maybe instead of giving you my favorite, I will tell you my favorite designer of all times, which is Saul Bass. This book is very heavy. Look at that. I can do some exercise now. I really need to do a stream about books, I guess. So that would be my answer to you. Now, Rasput asks, who do you admire the most as a visual effects compositor? Oh, that's a tricky question. I would say, oh man, there's a lot of compositors that I really admire, a lot of them. But let me just see. Well, again, I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but I don't even know if he has a website. Andrea, I don't even know if he has a website. Does he have a website? Probably not. Yeah, I won't find it that quickly here. So I'm going to refer to not answer that question. Although, of course, I obviously can give a shout out to Victor Perez. He's really good. But I'll find some lists and I'll do that later. Anyway, let's leave the questions for the moment and let's move on to another showreel review. So, as I said, the next showreel review that we have is from Aziz. So I have a showreel from Aziz. I'm just going to download your video, Aziz, and then we can... I hope you're still here. If you're still here, we're going to review the showreel now. If you're not here, tough luck. No, I hope you're still here, Aziz. Are you still here? Oh my god, there's so much music, so much sound there. My god, it was so loud. I need to remove the sound. Otherwise, if I leave the music, it's going to be flagged on Twitch and on YouTube, so I don't want that. Let me just... Is Aziz still here? Are you still here? I hope so. Let's see. So, Aziz... Are you still here? If you're not here in the next minute... Do many compositors do what you do, Hugo? I don't think so, Andrew. I don't think so. I'm not really doing compositing reviews. I'm doing so, Andrew. I'm basically reviewing shots from any type, really, because I was a VFX supervisor and head of department at the mill. I used to do reviews all the time. I used to do dailies all the time. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm basically doing dailies on people's showreels. So it can be showreels of anything. It could be modeling, it could be compositing, it can be any showreel really, because I was so used to at the mill to be a supervisor and actually review shots, and I still do that on my own company. So I'm basically, this is our fourth showreel that we're watching. Okay, Aziz is not here, so we're gonna move on to the next showreel. This is our fourth showreel that we are reviewing. That's what I'm doing now on Tuesdays and Sundays. I'm reviewing showreels, giving people feedback and giving people like direct feedback on their reels. And then on Thursday, I still do compositing as well on Thursday. So I'm going to move on to the next ones, which is Ratput. So, no, sorry, Mikhail. So Mikhail, is Mikhail here? I'm going to just, he's a Twitch sub. So he sent me his art station. Is Mikhail here? Is he still here? He's a 3D enthusiast. Look at that. So we're going to go through his art station. Is he still here? If he's not here, we can do it next time. It's not a problem. So we've been running for like 2 hours and a half now. So we're not going to be running the stream for much longer. Because I usually try to keep the stream for like a bit less than 3 hours. Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's not here. Oh, yeah, he is. Okay, so Mikhail is here. Okay, cool. The cringe guy. So, Mikhail, the first thing I wanted to ask you is, thank you so much for sending your showreel, your art station here. First thing I want to ask you, do you mind if I then make a YouTube video out of this review? Do you mind that? I hope you don't. If you do mind, please let me know, okay? Prepare a cringe gun. Don't worry, we'll be fine, man. We'll be fine. So let me know on the chat if you don't mind for me to make a video. As I told everyone, I like to do these reviews because I'm kind of sharing my professional knowledge of doing reviews, and I would like to make like short YouTube videos out of them because you know, I think people will learn a lot by watching other people's problems on their shots, you know, and also not only the problems, but also the cool stuff on the shots as well. So by watching reviews of other people and watching the feedback of other people, you can become better as an artist. And that's why I want to share it as a YouTube video. So I would prefer for everyone to say yes, of course. Okay, so anyway, let's start with your. Oh, sorry, it was a bit zoomed in. So as I can see, you're a 3D generalist, and you have quite a lot of things here on your portfolio. So let's start. If you don't have anything specific that you want me to start with, I'll just start with the first one. Okay, so you have here a light bulb letters whip, which is, it says it's your first work in Houdini, and basically you're doing some text into vintage light bulb. One thing I'm gonna say to you, Mikhail, is that you might want to consider making an actual showreel, because I think that oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, Rashput is asking me. Yeah, you've subscribed. Yes, that's right. So you're gonna be next, Rashput. You're gonna be next. So one thing I would say is, as much as I like ArtStation, and I think ArtStation is great for modeling, it's a bit tricky. I would tell you this, and this is not just my opinion. You know, as a supervisor, I find ArtStation really confusing, and it's too much stuff and too many things to click, and I just prefer to watch a reel. You know, I personally prefer to watch a reel, because you need to understand that as a supervisor, my time is very limited. So a lot of times I don't have time to watch 5 click. I don't have time to watch 10 images that I have to scroll and I have to go through them and check. It's much easier if you just make a show reel, you know. And I'm not the only one with this advice. You know, like last year when I was at the M3Con conference in Macedonia, the head of recruitment at DreamWorks was there, and she did a talk, and this was exactly what she said as well on that talk. So I'm not the only one that thinks this. At the mill, for example, we would never really look at art stations. We would just look at actual show reels, because it's easier to share, and it's also easier for us to pinpoint certain things. And the DreamWorks recruitment person also said the same. You know, she also said that ArtStation is a bit confusing for everyone. So I would prefer for you to do it on an actual reel. Having said that, let's get going with your review. So first off, light bulb letters whip. So I think these letters, they look nice. I can see that you've done. Oh, you only have 2 frames, yeah. I can kind of see that you obviously I would like to see maybe a turntable. Maybe it would be lovely if you can comp them on something, you know, maybe find an image to comp them. And you're saying that here that you're still kind of working on your reel. It would be really nice if you can comp something this somewhere else. You know, maybe work with someone else. You know, hey, maybe work with where is he? I think I still had his image here. Let me just see if it's this show reel. Not that show reel, it's the other one before. It's always good for you to get together with other people. So for example, it's not this show reel. Where's the other show reel? Oh, now I'm lost. Som, yeah. Maybe get together with Som, you know, and you can put the lights, the actual letters you have here, the actual light bulb letters on this shot. That would be nice. This is one thing I wanted to advise everyone. It's always good for you to get together with other artists, because then you can add things in and out. You know, someone can comp your CG shot, and then the CG shot can be done by another compositor. So it's always good for you to kind of like merge stuff in and out. So maybe get together with a compositor, and maybe perhaps think about you know, comping this on a shot. So if you get together with another compositor, they can have you can have a collaboration. You know, you can basically have a shot that was shot somewhere else, maybe a street, maybe like the CG shot from Som, and then you can actually integrate these lights into that shot, and then you can do again the same thing. You can do a turntable still for the lights. You can show the different lights turning on and off. It would be nice if you can do one that turns them on and turns them off, but it would also be very good if it's actually in the shot, you know, as well. But yeah, this is really nice work. I think I don't really have much to say. Now this one here, what is this? This is a video, I guess. Let me just watch the video first. So Zapazone 8-bit promo. That's pretty cool. So it's like it's like an old 8-bit game. Okay, cool. Am I going to be flagged by the sound of this? I hope not. Is this an actual project you've done? So did you do everything? Did you actually do the I'm gonna remove the sound. Did you actually do the pixel art as well? Did you do pixel art? Is that what you did here? Let me know. Let me know on the chat. The whole thing. Okay. Oh, great, man. So you do pixel art as well. That's terrific, man. Pixel art is something very much in demand these days. So it's amazing. You know, like you should definitely maybe, yeah, maybe work a bit more on this because I feel like this looks pretty cool, but it would be nice if you had a couple of more characters, a couple of more backgrounds, a couple of more animations. But yeah, it's really good work. Pixel art is always great. You have a couple more here as well. Vapor Place YouTube channel animated logo. So let's just have a look at that one as well. So you're not just a 3D artist, you do motion graphics as well. That's really cool, man. Yeah, this is nice as well. Very, very well made. So that's cool, man. You definitely need to do showreel, you know, so that you can showcase your motion graphics, your 3D skills, and also showcase your pixel art skills, because these days pixel art is a lot in demand, you know. So, but again, it would be nice if you can find a way to place these things on the showreel, you know. Maybe this could be inside a TV screen, you know. You could probably comp this inside a monitor. So maybe film a scene on a room with a monitor and then comp this into the monitor. That would be nice. Instead of just having it as a single animation, you know. Then you have a CG car here. So this is what? This is a Tesla personal project whip. Let me just... oh, is it coming in? Oh, it's still loading. Wow, this is heavy. Give it a second. Give it a second. It's coming in. Sorry. Okay, cool. So, do you have more images on this? No, that's the next one. Yeah, okay. So that's, you only have this one. So this shot does have a couple of problems, man. I'm gonna download it so I can have I can zoom in a bit. It's so slow at the right now. I don't know why. So slow. Just gonna zoom in and gonna go a bit closer to this. So you have a couple of problems on this shot, I would say. So first of all, the integration is not very good, especially because you've chosen a photo that actually is very pixelated. So if you look at the resolution of the image, you see the image is very low res, and unfortunately your car is too high res. So it's almost like the sharpness of the street is not matching the sharpness of the car. So you have that problem. And I know this is a compositing issue, but it's also dragging down your CG. So you might want to get another location. The other thing I would say is that if this was a car shot commercial, no one would ever choose this frame, because as you can see here, you have a huge amount of rock on top of the reflection. I would recommend you to rotate your HDR, you know, because I feel like you want to see the sky on the bonnet. You know, the bonnet is this area here. You know, the bonnet is... oh, sorry, I need to change the the thing into red, otherwise no one is going to see it. And I also might want to make it a bit bigger as well. Let me just... make it a bit bigger. So you see the bonnet is here. Oh, sorry, not that. The bonnet is here, and I think it would be nice if you see this line of the sky here, would have been nice if it was like here, you know, so that you can actually see this part with the nice reflections and everything. And also down here, this is way too dark. If you think about it, the street would bounce a lot of light, so you would still see the street reflected on this area. So all this area here is way too dark. So I would advise you to either rotate your HDR or try to find a better HDR. I just feel that this is not really giving you the correct reflections, even here, you know, on this side as well. So that's problem number one that I can kind of see on this shot. Problem number two is, well, number one was the resolution. I think the resolution is a big problem, where you have very lack of resolution on the image and very sharp resolution on the car itself. That's problem number one. Problem number two is the HDR. I think it would be nice if you can light the shot in a better area, so you have a lot of light here. You know, that would be nice. That's problem number two. Now, problem number three is the actual resolution on this HDR. I can kind of see that it's very low res, and so you can kind of see that it's very pixelated on the trees here. It's very pixelated on here as well. I just feel like that you're using a very low quality HDR, and that's really telling on the image. The other thing as well is that I would probably make the windows a bit more shaded. And I'm sure the car doesn't have that, but I just feel that there's too much light inside the car. It's almost like the light there's like a spotlight inside the car, and I don't think it should. Then another thing I think you should also work on is the depth of field. Like, there's definitely room for you to defocus a bit the back of the car here, because it would look so much more integrated if you did that. Now, in terms of modeling, obviously, I can't see the topology of your model, so it would be nice for me to see the topology. So when you're working on this, you kind of want to see a turntable of it. You want to see the topology. You want to see maybe even a turntable with the light. It would be nice if you can do a turntable that has like you know, an HDR, and you can just rotate the light around, you know. So and also like just like Sajel says, the dashboard does not have enough details, that's for sure. You do have to work still on the details. That's why I was kind of telling you to hide it a bit by darkening it a little bit. But I think you did a good job, but it still has a way to go, you know, I think so. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing this. This was great, and I hope that helped with your with continuing your shot. Let's move on to the next one. How do I move on to the next one? Just a second. Where was I? Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Yes. Next one is an animation. So this is a Ring of Fire. So let's watch the Ring of Fire as well. So is this Houdini as well? Okay. So this is obviously a very much work in progress. I would say that it really lacks a bit of detail. Let me just put this in full HD so we can actually watch it properly. And now it doesn't play, of course. Why would it play? Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna play it back in full HD. Again, you did a really good job there. I'm assuming this is Houdini. You did a really good job with this particle system. I think this is Houdini. Can you tell me if you've done this for Houdini? Was it done in Houdini? Let me know. Take your time. Take your time. You still here? Hello? Is anyone home? Hello? 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 Yes. Oh, it's After Effects. Okay, After Effects with textures procedural. Okay. Again, I think you did. If it's After Effects, then you did a great job, because After Effects is tough to do these kind of things. But again, it would be so nice if you can show this somewhere. It would be nice if you could put it on an image, on a background, on a piece of footage, on some other shot, instead of just having it over black. You know, I think maybe get together with someone else. Maybe, you know, get together with someone else from my community and try to do a collaboration shot. So then this shot here. Now this shot has a lot of things to say, so I think you have to do a lot of work on this shot. Let's just open this shot up here. So first off, it's a good attempt. It is, man. But yeah, there's like a minute of lag. I know, sorry. It's a good attempt, but it's lacking in a lot of ways. First of all, in terms of lighting, I would say. In terms of lighting, you're definitely crushing this image too much. You know, like there's no way anyone would do a pack shot with so much blacks. You know, you would never have so much black here. You would never have so much dark here. Never have so much dark here. I really feel like you want to make sure you have like some kind of rim light, some kind of light coming either from this side or coming from this side here, so that it fills up the light here and fills up the light on all these dark areas. They're just way too dark. So that's my first problem. And then the other problem I have is that it's really overexposed here, and I don't think it should be that overexposed. If this is a pack shot, I really feel like you're missing a couple of lights, a couple of things there. So that's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say is that you're missing a lot of details. You're missing, like, you know, micro scratches on the metal. You're missing dispersion and refractions on the glass as well. Glass doesn't really look like this, you know. You need to smudge it a bit. The gold also needs to smudge. The best way for me to show you this is if I show you something. Let's say here, diamond ring. So if I do this, diamond ring, if we look at some pack shots from diamond rings, I hope these are not CG. Never look at CG as reference, okay? Look at real diamonds. Ah, they're all so bright. God damn it. They're all so bright. I don't want something so bright. I want something a bit darker. Can I get something darker, please, and not CG? Oh, God. Here we go. This is good. So let's just open that up and download it and put it side by side. You guys are so lucky, man. You don't even imagine how lucky you are because you have Google. You know, when I started, man, there was no Google, okay? So we couldn't really have Google to check stuff. We would have to have encyclopedias, you know? Okay, so you see here the problem that I'm talking to you about. So first of all, you see how light is dispersing inside your diamond here, the real diamond. You get like pings of light, you get grays, you get other parts in the image. On your diamond, we're getting very CG looking reflections and speculars. I feel like you need to work on your material, on your glass material a lot to get it more dispersing. You know, it needs to have more dispersion and more diffusing. And then if you look at the metal, you look at how the metal here, if I zoom in, you see how you have micro scratches here? All these little micro scratches and all these little details exist in the metal of the ring, and they're missing on yours. You see, you have nothing there. There's no scratches. It's all perfect. The gold is perfect. And it's a shame because it would have been so nice if you could have done that. So, and obviously in here you can kind of see you have a really nice depth of field as well. I mean, I'm not sure if this is CG. If it is CG, it looks good anyway. Let's look at a real one as well. I'm not sure if it's CG. I'm not really entirely sure. It doesn't look like it's CG. It looks like it's a real diamond. But yeah, let's look at this image, for example. Let's download this image here and open that one here and go deep into this. You see, this is a real photo, and you can kind of see the same thing. You have a lot of diffusion going into the diamond, and you get some micro scratches going on as well, and you get some really nice colors in backing up into the diamond. And this is really something that you should build here. I would really advise you to build a background, you know, to build some kind of environment for it. So maybe it could be inside a case, you know, it could be like a diamond case, you know, so that you can get maybe some pink reflecting into the diamond, you know. Maybe a white case. That would probably be nice if the case was white. Then it could bounce some light. You know, I would say that. Oh, okay. So he actually, CG Rockstar just sent me a reference. I'm trying to open up the where's the reference? Oh yeah, you sent me. Ah, cool. Thanks, man. These are really nice. Let me just download that. Is this real though? Doesn't look real. It is. Is it real, Sajels? Let me just download it into my image here, like that, and then need to go to here. It's photography. Okay, cool, photography. So let's see here. So you see, this is a. So is this a real photo, Sajels? Okay, cool. Thanks so much for that. Yeah. Do you see the difference? You see the problems that you're having here? The whole thing here lives because there's light bouncing around. The whole thing lives because there's an environment to bounce around. And that's kind of what you have to start looking into your shot. Micro scratches, diffusion, and an environment for it to bounce. And then if you nail those things, it's perfect, okay? I think that's what you kind of want to do. And again, like I always do, man, you always want to go to real, like, you see where I went? I went to a jewelry. Like, this is an actual place where they sell jewelry. And that's where you want to go. You want to go to a real place because then you can see the actual real stuff. You see some dirt. You see some dust. You see all the little minute things. Look at this. Look at this beautiful thing. There's like some really micro scratches on the reflections here. Look at that. It's really beautiful stuff going on here. Really beautiful stuff going on by the whiteness inside of the diamond and then the blackness from the back. And so you have a really nice diffuse, and you can kind of see the lights here when they shot it, you know. Those pings really make it look really pretty. And even here, if you look here, it looks so pretty to have the pink bounce, you know. Like, just look at that. Like, this pink is bouncing a lot here. It makes it look so much nicer than just having it over black, you know. So have a look at that. Let's just move on to your next shot. Is that your last shot? Maybe it was your last. Yeah, I think it is your last shot. No, this is okay. That's your last shot. Okay, let's look at this in full screen. I'm assuming this is again an After Effects thing, right? As much as I love that Andrew is saying that he's learning, I doubt that he's learning. Come on, Andrew, be honest. You are the master, man. You're not learning anything from me. There's nothing I can teach you, man. Come on, you're so good. Don't be like that. And anyway, I think this is the last shot from Mikhail. So let's just play this back. I'm assuming this is After Effects, I would assume. Or is it... oh, no, this is not After Effects. It's a shame that it's only 360p, though. It looks nice, but what is it really? Like, I mean, it's not much. It's just literally just a sphere with some lights and reflections. Again, so much nicer if you can integrate this, you know. Integrate... oh, Andrew, he just knows gray boxes. Yeah, sure, man. So it would be so much nice if you can integrate somewhere else this. You know, maybe film a desk and put this on a desk. Maybe put this on someone's hand. Maybe collaborate with another CG artist and put this on an environment. It would be so much nicer if the environment gets lit by these lights. Again, this is not showing me anything to me. Like, because it's just a sphere with some lights, you know. It's not much. So to recap what you have here, because I think you do have a good portfolio, I would recap by looking at all these shots. I would think, okay, you should focus your attention. I'm assuming you want to be a 3D artist, right? That's what I'm assuming here. So if you want to be a 3D artist, I would really focus on this ring and get an environment for it and some good lighting. I would really focus on getting this car with a new HDR and a new environment as well. I would not waste my time with the Ring of Fire. I would not waste my time with the ball. Oh, there's one more. I'll open this in a second. I would focus my attention into pixel art, because pixel art is something that is really relevant right now. The letters that you've done here on Houdini, it would be nice if you can integrate them in an environment. And again, this motion graphic piece would also be nice if you can integrate them on an environment, okay? Sajals is sending me a shit ton of images here. Sajals, feel free to send it on the chat. You don't need to send it here, because I don't have Discord on this computer, so I can't really easily open these images, okay? It would be nicer if you can put it on the chat, because then on the chat, Mikhail can see them, and everyone else on the chat can see them. It's going to be easier that way. Now, last thing that we're going to watch is this one here. Again, it looks nice. It looks cool. But what is it really? It's just a couple of lines. It looks nice from a motion graphic point of view. It would be nice if you could integrate this on something, you know. Some reason it's not playing back. It would be nice if you can do something with it. Maybe do a logo. Maybe pick this idea and make a pack shot of some kind. Maybe do a camera swooping around. It's just that it would be more interesting if you actually use this for something. I think that's... I guess that's the majority of your projects have that issue, you know. Now, Sajals is sharing some pictures here from car commercials, which are quite relevant for your shots. I'm just gonna like share them on the screen here. If you just bear with me, we'll do a break in a second, because I know we've been running the stream for a long time. Let's all thank CG Rockstar for all these references. Thank you so much, man. Much appreciated for you two helping us out like this. Let's just go here. Yeah, so you see, this looks a bit fake. It's a bit Photoshoppy, but this one looks nice, actually. It's still a lot of Photoshop work going on, but that's the whole point, you know. Everyone, the cool thing about these kind of shots is that everyone is looking at the car. No one is looking at anything else, you know. Everyone is just looking, here's the car, here's the fancy car. Everyone is looking at the fancy car, and like, buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me, and no one cares about anything else. And that's the thing you kind of want to work your way into. Oh shit, I lost your link. I closed your link by mistake. Sorry about that. Close your link by mistake. Where is your link? So your link would be where is it? Oh man, I lost it now. I need to go and get it again. Sorry about that, man. I closed your link by mistake. There you go. So you see, when I look at your car, I'm not really looking at the car. I'm looking at everything, and I shouldn't be looking at everything. I should be looking just at the car. The car is the important thing, and that's why you need to have more light here, because we need to see the car. Anyway, I've done enough. I've talked too much already on your showreel review. I hope that helped your skill set to improve. And don't forget to share the ArtStation link later on again. Okay, don't forget to share it. I hope that helped you. I really hope so. Let's do a break because we need to stretch our legs every 45 minutes. As you know, we always stretch your legs. Andrew knows that. He stretches his legs all the time as well, just to get some blood flowing in your legs. And while we're doing a break, maybe go and help out Andrew with the subscription, as well, because he's doing the God's work on Twitch as well with modeling. So. Okay, so I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're going to do some more showreel reviews and more questions to be answered. And I'll be right back. So give me 5 minutes, and please go and stretch your legs, and please always be responsible to actually get some blood flowing in your legs, okay? Drink some water as well and stretch your legs. I'll be right back in 5 minutes, okay? Okay, I am back. Thank you so much for all of you to be here. I can't believe that all of you decided to spend your afternoon watching a fat Portuguese guy talk about showreels. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are the reason why I still do this, and I couldn't thank you enough for all the support you guys give me, for all the subscriptions, all the subscriptions on Twitch, the YouTube, everything. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Means the world to me. We've been running for 3 hours now. Jesus, I didn't even realize we've been running for 3 hours. That is a long time, man. That is insane. Thank you so much for all being here. You guys are probably fed up of listening to me now by now. Don't forget, everyone, that Thursday we have another stream. That's Thursday because I'm trying very hard to become a partner on Twitch, and for me to become a partner, I need to do more streams. So on Thursday we're gonna do compositing. We're gonna continue the Nuke compositing shot we did last time, and then on Sunday we do more showreel reviews because we still have like 20 showreels to go through. And on next Tuesday, so showreel reviews will always be every Tuesday and every Sunday. Okay, Nuke compositing will always be on Thursday. Just so you know. Oh, Andrew, thank you so much for the subscription. Much appreciated for that. Thank you so much. You didn't need to do that, man. You didn't need to do that. Thank you so much for the subscription. And just to give you like, to thank you with the same thing, I am going to subscribe to your channel as well. I'll do that right away. I'm going to do that right away. Let's just open up your channel here. Andrew, much appreciated for subscribing to my channel. Look at me subscribing to. So everyone here on the chat needs to go and subscribe to Andrew. Andrew does that right away. He does the Lord's work here with hard surfacing modeling, and he's a really experienced modeler. So I'm going to like resubscribe to you as well. Let's resubscribe here. Okay, complete, done. Cool, man. Thank you so much, Andrew. And you should all go and help Andrew with his streams as well. So please do that. Done. Oh, look at that. I have now 5 emotes. I didn't actually notice your emotes before. I didn't saw them before. They're probably cool. Oh, look at that. Is that your dog, man? Is that your dog, Andrew? The carbonara stream. That's good, man. Is that your dog? That's a cool. That's a really cool. That is pretty nice, man. I like your emotes, man. The emotes are nice. Yeah. Oh, it's your friend Psycho Dog. Okay. Yeah. By the way, the chat is now asking, "Oh, why are you talking about carbonara?" Well, that's because Andrew cooks. I don't cook for shit. I'm really bad at cooking. But I would recommend though, like if you like cooking, you should check out my wife's YouTube channel. So I'm helping my wife doing a YouTube channel for cooking, and the only I'm not really much of a help because I'm terrible on the kitchen. But if you guys like vegetarian food, we just made this channel. So basically, I'm helping her with filming, editing, and grading. So I'm filming this with my Blackmagic 6K. We're filming it all in 4K, so you can watch it in 4K. And I'm editing in Final Cut and grading it in DaVinci. And there's 4 videos so far. We have it's a vegetarian and vegan channel. It's called Garlics, Greens, and Company. So please, please, please give some love to my wife as well here, because she's starting off her channel. So this is the cooking channel from my, let me just make a post here. So from my wife. So if you guys want to help out, go and watch her videos and maybe subscribe if you want to. For some reason, Mr. wants to make carbonara from scratch. You're fucked, man. You have to do carbonara. So yeah, so you have 4 choices here so far. We're doing a video per week, so it takes a long time to do videos. So we have a giant couscous with roasted Brussels sprouts. We have a gingerbread cake. We have a tofu apple spinach curry. And we also have a vegetarian pizza with corn pepperoni. So that's the last video that we've made, which was launched a couple of days ago now, I think. And the pizza looks really beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Just look at that. How pretty is that? Pretty pizza. I love pizza. 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 Yes, I'm a vegetarian. Yes, I am sorry about that. I've been a vegetarian for almost 17. Yeah, I've been a vegetarian for 17 years. Yeah, my God. My God, time flies. But if you are not a vegetarian, though, you can still do this pizza because my wife shows how to do the actual dough. So that's the cool thing about pizza. You can put whatever thing you want on the toppings, you know, like, so it's great. Oh, look at that. Akam is actually complaining about the saturation of my videos. Well, so Akam, this is a decision that I made, me and my wife. So both me and my wife feel like we should not saturate the videos because we feel like it should be shot naturally, you know, because the whole thing with this is that we're not hiding anything, okay? So Anna and myself, we're not hiding the food. The food looks like it looks, you know? So whatever you see on the camera, that is what was shot perfectly. I did do color correction, but I am very subtle with my color correction. Very, very subtle. I don't really want to emphasize too much color that doesn't exist, you know? So yeah, but hey, the pizzas are good. That's what matters, right? That's what matters. Anyway, let's jump into some questions. Enough of me promoting my wife's YouTube channel. I'm going to go back to some questions here because we still have so many questions here. So let's go back to the questions. I have to open up the list here because you guys have been talking way too much today. Let's go back. Where was I? Before we jump into another showreel review, I want to just jump into the questions. Let's see here. Oh my God, there's so many questions. There's no way we're going to finish these questions today. My God, this is insane. Where was I? Question. Thor Ragnarok, we've done that question already. Graphic designer, we've done that question already. Okay. Okay, so Rasput is asking me, is there anything about Japan? They make the super awesome cameras and lenses. Why is it so different to compare to other countries? Well, I would say that Japan and Germany, they're kind of the best ones making lenses. I don't really know why Japan is really good at making cameras and lenses. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess they're very precise and they're very good at working in machinery. You should know that most lenses, especially cinema lenses, they're made by hand. You know, they're not made in machines. They're not really robotically made. They're made by hand because glass is really tempered, so it's really difficult to make. But I'm really not sure why Japan. I do buy Japanese lenses because I use Canon lenses, I guess. But it's a good question. Caio asks, Caio Pagalinarini, I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Pagliarini, I guess, which is the best and cheapest camera to practice photo and video for those of us who are starting. I would say that you just should get anything that allows you to change a lens, okay? That's the advice I would give you. So you should try to buy any DSLR. You know, like I'm just gonna get one here. So you know, you don't have to like. I'm gonna give you an example here. I'm actually gonna go and get another camera from the other side, okay? Okay, so I guess it's a little bit of a tip of the day, really. It's a really short tip of the day, though. So regardless of your budget, like, you know, obviously this is my main camera. Like, this is the 5D SR. So this is a professional camera. It's 50 megapixels. It costs a fortune. It was like 3,000 pounds. It's a 5D, you know, it's a 5D SR. So it has 50 megapixels and it's a full frame camera. And obviously, if you have 3,000 pounds, you should buy it because this is going to be the best way for you to actually, you know, like learn photography seriously because you have a really good camera with a full sensor. Now, if you don't have the money to buy something like that, I would maybe recommend you to buy a second-hand camera. So this is an old 5D. So this is the 5D Mark II, which is only 25 megapixels. And the 5D Mark II is a full frame camera. This is not used, by the way. It's old. It's very similar to the 5D SR. They're very similar, but they're not the same. The cool thing about the 5D is that you can find it really cheap. So, for example, if you buy a 5D Mark I, you can buy it secondhand for like maybe $200. You know, the Mark II is probably $500, and for $500, you get like a professional, full-frame camera. Why is it important to be full-frame? Importance of full frame is because then when you put a lens into it, like for example, if you put a 20 millimeter lens, it really is a 20 millimeter lens. It's not a 50 or a 35. Because you see, most cameras have a crop factor. And so the crop factor makes it not through the lens depth of field. So the crop factor makes the lens become a different lens. So for example, if you have a crop factor of 2, if you put a 50 mil, then the 50 mil becomes a 100 mil. You see, that's the problem. So maybe try to get a second-hand camera. It doesn't need to be a Canon, by the way. It can just be a Nikon as well. But please try to get something that you can swap lenses so you can actually put whatever lens you want. Because you're going to be spending money with the lenses, not with the cameras, okay? Now, if you really don't have a lot of money, you can just get a really cheap DSLR from Canon. For example, this one is the 60D. I think this is like $100 these days, secondhand. You can just get one. It comes with a really shitty lens. It doesn't really matter. But the cool thing about this is that you can still use lenses. Obviously, this has a crop factor. So the crop factor is like 1.6 on this. So if you put a 50 mil, you know, if I time, I'm really bad at math. So if I have a 50 millimeter, if I time it by 1.6, that's like 80. So if you put a 50 millimeter, it becomes an 80 millimeter. But I would recommend you to get a second-hand camera. Why? Because the important thing for you to buy is lenses, okay? So, give you an example. So, you see, just to give an example, like this lens that comes with this camera, which is a really shitty lens, it's a 28 to 135, right? And so it looks amazing, right? Oh my God, it does 28 millimeters, but it also does 135. Yeah, it looks cool, but the problem with a lens like this is the f-stop. So these are really cheap lenses. This is probably $100, this lens. The f-stop of this lens is it runs from 3.5 to 5.6. That means that when it's a 28 mil, it's 3.5 f-stop, which is not that good anyway. And when it goes to 135, it becomes a 5.6. So that means you need more light, and also the depth of field, like the defocusing, will not be as strong, and the bokeh will not be as strong. Now, on the other hand, if you buy a lens like this one, for example, this is a 50 mil from Canon L. It's an f-stop of 1.2. Now, this lens alone was more expensive than the 5D. So this lens is almost $2,000, you know. So the lens itself is like more expensive than a camera. The same goes for this one. This is a 24 mil 1.4 f-stop. the cool thing about these lenses is that the f-stop is so low that you can do really nice cinematic looks because you have a lot of defocusing, you have a lot of depth of field, and lack of depth of field, and you have a lot of bokeh. But they're expensive, and obviously this one, you can just zoom from 28 to 128, and on this one, I have to swap from a 24 to a 50 if I want to have the two things. But you should know that on cinema, most films are shot with what we called prime lenses, which are fixed lenses. You know, that's the whole thing. So that's why I recommend you the SLR, because then you can buy lenses, and lenses waste, like they last forever. If you store them correctly, you can have a lens for 20 years. You know, it could be on your room for 20 years. So I mean, some of my lenses are like 20 years old already. Like this one here. This one here, for example. This is a 17 to 35 mil zoom lens from Canon L. It's f-stop at 2.8. This lens is 20 years old, and it's still perfect. It's still in perfect order. And yes, it costed me £1,000 back then, but £1,000 is something that, you know, lasts for 20 years. You know, that's the thing. As opposed to a camera that you can't swap lenses. And if you then can't swap lenses, you can't really, like, work and understand photography that well, you know. The whole point of having, of being able to swap a lens is that you can actually experiment with depth of fields, and you can experiment with different focal lengths, and also be closer to cinema, because in cinema they use prime lenses, which are fixed focus lenses. And they use very low f-stop lenses as well to make it look more cinematic. You know, that's the whole point of that, you know. Anyway, I am talking way too much on this already, so I hope that answered your question. I know I didn't really answer it, but I guess to make the story short, just get the cheapest SLR you can find and make sure you buy good lenses. So you can buy a really shitty Canon EOS, you know, and then just put really good lenses on it. Because the thing that is going to make the image look good is the lens. It's not the camera, okay? You can make amazing photos even with old cameras. Like this 5D is only 20 megapixels and it makes amazing camera photos, you know? So it's not really about the camera. It's more about the lens, really, than anything else, okay? Okay, so another question here that I have. Let's see here. So I have a question from Fuzzy Mango. That's a nice name. Fuzzy Mango. What's the correct order to defocus in motion blur CG renders with Z depth in motion vector passes? If motion blur first, the depth pass won't line up on the edges. If I defocus first, the vector won't line up on either. Yes, that's a really good question. So I often put one in the other before and after, depending on the shot. The first thing you need to know is that lately I've been motion blurring in engine in 3D. You know, instead of actually doing motion blur in Nuke, it's more effective for you to motion blur in 3D if you can afford the render power. You know, because it's going to give you better results. Now, the question of what comes first, depth or motion blur, it's a difficult one because both of them are at the same time, because they have to do with the lens shutter. You know, they have to do with the camera shutter. So obviously that camera shutter is going to produce both things with the f-stop and the shutter speed of the camera. So it's a tricky question, because I've had shots where it looked better by me putting the motion blur first, and other shots I had it looked better with the Z-depth after or first. So it depends on the shot. And one crucial thing is that when you're dealing with motion vectors and depth of field, you want to make sure you break down the layers of your shot. So that means you have a background, a middle ground, and a foreground. So you want to do render layers in Maya, or you want to do render layers in 3D Studio Max or whatever engine you use, because then you can split it, and then you can have better depth of field control and better edge control with motion blur. Because, for example, if you have the main object of the foreground separated from the background, then it doesn't matter about the edges with motion blur, because then it's separated, okay? Now, it's important for you to understand, of course, if you do deep compositing, then none of these things are that important, because then it becomes, you can actually do it better in deep compositing. Now, I'm going to have to leave the questions because this is just way too many questions, guys. You guys are crazy today. I think this is just way too much. You guys need to, like, take it easy. You're just, like, taking my questions so much. We've also been running for so long now. We've been running for 3 hours and something. Oh man, Andrew, he's gonna go. Okay, so I got to get dailies. Okay, Andrew, I'll see you later, man. I'll see you later. Don't forget to go and subscribe to Andrew, and also don't forget to follow his streams later tonight, right, Andrew? What time are you gonna do the stream, roughly? What time? Is it like in a couple of hours, or what time? When are you gonna do the stream, Andrew? Let's see if you can. Maybe he's left already because there's a delay. Probably, he's probably left already. I'm sure. As far as I know, Andrew, last time he spoke on the stream, he said he was working on Dune. I think that's what he said. So good luck with Dune, man. Oh, in like 9 hours. Okay, fine. So in about 9 hours, he's gonna do he's gonna do a stream. So if you guys want to watch the stream later on tonight, you can jump into the stream. Are you still working in Dune, Andrew? Are you still working in Dune? Is that what you're doing? Good luck, man. I'm really looking forward for that film, man. I can't wait. Man, appreciate it. Yeah, you too, man. Have a nice day. Okay, let's see here. Oh man, we've been doing streams for a long time. I'm getting quite tired now. We still have like 20 questions to go. We still have like, how many showreels do we have? We have one. Oh my god. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We have 24 showreels to watch. Jesus Christ. So we're gonna probably do like another 4 or 5 or 6 streams to do. So, Rashput, do you mind if we do your showreel on Sunday? Because I'm really tired. I need to go and rest, man. Do you mind if we do that? Because I know you were next, Rasput. You were next, but could you do you mind if you can return on Sunday? We can do your showreel first things first on Sunday. Is that okay, Rasput? I hope so. Hope you say yes. No problem. Okay, well, come back on Sunday. So don't forget that we are going to do we're gonna do a stream on Thursday. So the streams on Thursday is going to be compositing. So don't forget that. We're basically going to be doing compositing on Thursday. That's the whole point of the stream on Thursday. And then on Sunday, we will do another stream for this time for Showreel Reviews. Now, I will let you all know when I'm actually going to be doing the stream for the books, because I really like that idea. I thought it was great. So I need to do that stream, man. I think it would be amazing if I can do that. So yeah. So don't forget to join me on Thursday for compositing. Sunday for Showreel Reviews. We'll continue the Showreel Reviews. And yeah, we've been running for 3 hours and a half. So I'm gonna finish off with one of my favorite films of all times, of action films. One of my favorite Van Damme films. So I'm gonna finish the stream like that. So thank you so much for being here. Much appreciated. I hope you can all come back on Thursday, okay? Because if you can come back on Thursday, you can help me to become a partner. I need to have 75 views at all times. And if you could help me now to become a partner, then I can become a partner forever, because then I don't need to do so many streams. I can become a partner and I can get more advantages from Twitch and also be prioritized and also get more monetization from Twitch. So please come back on Thursday so I can try to reach the 75 views. And please come back on Sunday as well so we can all get to become a partner on Twitch as well. I still need to do another extra stream, so I need to do 4 streams per week for me to get to partner. But yeah, thank you so much for everything. I won't do 4 streams per week forever, because I won't be able to do that. It's too much for my work. But I'm just doing a push now for becoming a partner on Twitch. So thank you so much for support, and I'll see you all later, and have a great day. And I hope you stay safe. Don't forget, stay home. Don't do anything stupid, don't do any parties. Stay home, be sensible, and maybe wear a mask if you go out, man. Thank you so much for that, okay? I'll see you guys all later. I'll leave you with one of my favorite action films of all times. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.